camping in the middle of June and July. It's not going to be quite like this, unfortunately. We wish it could be. You were talking about those names, Leedsy, that were playing in the Development League today for Port Melbourne. And we talk about the quality that's there on the list. I mean, plenty of changes, as you'd expect with a standalone club like Port, but gee, some of those names, they couldn't get into the senior side today.
Yeah, incredible. If you came down early, you would have seen some real quality footballers running around. Masiki, Dwyer, Batsanis, Golby, Haratuku, Tynan and Valenti. That's Josh Tynan, all in the Development League game, which Port Melbourne won, just as an aside, in convincing fashion, as you'd expect, with those names running around 16-17, 113 to 9-8-62. But if you think about the depth in a squad that you need to succeed in a season of VFL, given what's going to happen with injuries throughout the year, you only need to look at those names to know that Gary Ayres has a lot to call on as the season develops.
Well,
and I'd say he'd be pretty comfortable with where things sit.
Absolutely. You know, guys coming back to the club like Mitch Wolfenden, who had a season over at Knox. They've managed to recruit even guys like Dylan Vioja Rainbow, who comes across from Carlton's AFL list, so playing against his old side today. My man's wandered across from Williams. Not a factor in today, because obviously he's not playing, but Anthony Anastasio, fantastic to see him here. Dylan Conway comes from Williamstown. Isaac Conway from Werribee. That'll be interesting when they both play in the same team. And obviously Robin Nahas is the big name that stands out here. Coming back, playing here at Port Melbourne. It's going to be great to see. And also Eli Templeton. Up the best in his first season here with Port Melbourne. They are building something. They were in 8th position last season, and now they're looking to go a lot higher. And I think for everyone concerned, we want to see them do well.
And bring the down. It's a great day at the footy.
I tell you what, Leedsy, you know, everyone, we've been talking about all this stuff about grand final day, changing times and all that sort of stuff, and the tradition. Get down here if you want some tradition. It's a really cheap day out too, and you can have a lot of fun, particularly on a sunny day like this. We are ready to go. Season 2017, the one game on today, and then round one will continue next week. We'll talk more about that at halftime and some of the other news from around the Peter Jackson VFL. As the umpire holds the ball aloft, and away we go. Season 2017 of the Peter Jackson VFL.
Northport Oval. She's put the ball gown on this afternoon. Every blade of grass bathed in sunshine as Phillips
first quarter. Wind has got up.
How many goals will he?
Oh, they're 3-goal breeze.
So a little stutter, a step forward, and then a real pull on the kick as it heads to the pocket. There's no mark. Lyle had 2 to beat, coming to ground. It's Silvani who tracks the footy, lost the handle on it. Quick hands releases the Blues momentarily. That was okay for Paulson. Released by hand again. They'll try and come across this near commentary wing. Well played. Little ball from Graham inboard. Had knocked away from the marking contest. Now at the back, look at Fisher. Here's a real chance. Picks up the ground ball. Got it to Phillips. The big fella got boot to ball as he heads to the flank. That's a nicely weighted kick for Gallucci, who comes to the pocket. Sumner takes the mark, does he? Yes.
Well, as you say, frenetic start here, but we expected that. We've seen a couple of rounds of AFL already. Just the pace, the ball zinging around. On a good ground, good conditions. Game number 1.
Quick deck. Sumner with his second shot on goal in the opening 10 minutes across the face, and Kelso, who was right up the other ground a moment ago, has worked hard to provide an option in the back pocket.
The kick coming outside the 50, and Kane takes the mark. Goes a little handball over the top. Well, the ball's been partially smothered. The kick coming up here went straight to Armfield from 55 out. It's a big ball and through for a behind. 2 behinds plays 1 behind. Early stages season 2017 on Peter Jackson VFL Live as the kick comes out. Coming out to meet it is Riley Hogan. Puts the ball in short. Finds Sanderlands, who's just on the paint of 50. He goes short. They haven't really advanced all that far here, the Borough. Now they do with the kick up towards centre wing. Off hands, working there, Sheen, I should say, for the Blues. He's handball back. Silvani trying to go around the body. His kick is good. And Kerr comes in to take the mark. Kicking up towards half forward. Now they get a bit of a run on. This kick inside 50. Doesn't hit the target. It falls to the back. Working there is Tynan. That's Luke Tynan. It's near the boundary line. It's kept in. Pack of players and the umpire will come in and throw the ball up. 2 behinds plays 1 behind. Blues leading early stages opening quarter here on Peter Jackson VFL Live and streaming through vfl.com.au.
Gallucci just having a bit to say there, stirring the pot just a touch. Early stages here, 2-1. The Blues in front, Penwell down the line. Out the back, Jones picks up the loose ball, got it to Smets, who just retreats for a moment. He got it to Boakhurst by hand. He had to kick under pressure. Well done. Got it to Graham, who's right up against the boundary line. On the 50, going to try and set this to 20 out. Nicely weighted ball. In front there was Wolfenden, one down by Kane. Comes away on his right boot, sets it out in front. That's a nice bit of work on the bounce there by Port Melbourne along the wing. Beautifully played. That was young O'Brien who found Wolfenden, who kept going. Got it to Nahas. Nahas inside the 50. They've got time and space if they're clean. Lyle picked up the loose ball, flung it round and missed on the snap. And it's another behind.
He hit the post.
Couldn't see Billy Hogan streaming to goals there. He's wide open.
Yep, well, early stages, they find their feet. Billy Smets kicks the ball long outside the 50 for the Blues. No mark taken. Phillips had a good run at it. There's Pimmel at the bottom of the pack. The quick kick going into the pocket. Nice from Billy Hogan. He takes the mark. He'll be on the tight angle. He'll look to kick from around 25 outs. Just moving the cameraman out of the way. Photographer there, just trying to get some good position. Now just being shoved out of the way and being told, get round on the angle. And Billy Hogan saying, well, I can't get a good run up at this. So he's just going to go across the ground. That's a good option. Loose checking from the Blues. Tom O'Sullivan takes the mark.
Very smart football, Pete. It was going to be a very difficult kick from that angle. So he's opened it right up now, and Tom should kick the distance from there.
You would think so, Hilly. As we got a better angle, but lost a bit of distance, as he'll kick from around 40 out now. But as you say, very makeable. Chance at the first goal for the season. Tom O'Sullivan's kick is there. Great start. Tom O'Sullivan with his first, and that's the first for season 2017. Put that in the record books. 1-2-8 plays 2 straight behinds. We've played 7 minutes here in the opening quarter. Peter Jackson, VFL Live through the Red Time Sport iPhone app and video stream through vfl.com.au.
7 minutes gone into the year, and I reckon Josh Fraser's just had his first little heart palpitation. Not good for the coach when a bloke can find a man open for 10 metres space. He had O'Sullivan there.
We will go around the grounds as per usual in season 2017. We'll give you the AFL and the VFL scores. No other games of VFL on today. We'll give you the AFL scores in a moment.
Korchek and Waddell in the ruck now as Rivet got a little one on his right boot. Got it going to half forward. Well marked by Buckley at half back in front of Hogan. On the commentary side of the ground. Oh, dangerous. Okay for Fisher, who made the most of it. Lyle was bearing down quickly, but he kept his eyes on the footy. He's going to retreat on that left boot. Sends them back to the top of their defensive goal square where Silvani takes the mark and stabs a low ball that's well marked. And that's Stavru, a young bull, making his way and takes the mark and heads to the outer side. Going to be a long ball from half back from Sheehan, who drives it all of 55 metres, but it's marked by the Borough at half back. They're on the fly now. Rivet got it away, missed the target by hand. O'Sullivan good enough to get it to Temple then, under all sorts of pressure now. Good tackle, ball spilled free. The Blues are almost away. Little hand just held them up for a moment. Korchek out to the skipper, and that was well played. So they can settle down again. Stavru out a wing down the line, and he's found his man. That's Kerr, who's got it at half forward.
He does. He wants to get it on quickly, just going deep inside the 50. They've got the marking target coming out to meet it there. Mackay had a good run at it, but plenty of Borough players at the fall of the ball. This kick going outside the 50, just being worked under it, Silvani. And it's going to be a free kick going his way. He was worked under the footy. Nahas is putting his hand up saying, wasn't me. And Silvani goes, a long high ball. Did it carry the square? No, it's on the goal line. I think it's going to be kept in. It is. Gallucci there, right near the boundary line. He's coughed up the footy, though. The kick coming out for Port Melbourne. They should be able to clear from here. Dangerous moments, okay moments. Billy Hogan gets on the end of the mark. He did well. Defensive 50. His kick off a step is okay to Sanderlands, who just ran into Paulson, possibly looking for the 50. His kick going across the ground, trying to find Murdoch, who can't track this down, and it goes over. We'll have it thrown in. Around the grounds, the match between the Giants and the Roos. Roos 3-2-20, leading the Giants 2-2-14, 22 minutes into the opening quarter. Richmond West Coast, the other game we'll be taking a look at later on.
Smack bang centre wing in front of our commentary position. Waddell wins that one down only as far as Armfield, who was looking for Graham. He's under pressure, tossed over the line by Waddell, kept back in. O'Sullivan, little one to Rivet, left foot down the line, beautifully weighted, and Hogan gets on the end of it for Port Melbourne.
Been very lively, Leedsy.
Yeah, she's a quick pace. Down the line he goes, hoping for, not going to get it to his teammate there. Oh, well played, Waddell. Got the handball over the top for Pearson, who released his teammate Conway into the pocket, and Nahas takes the mark. Very neat work with the footy by the home side. In tight confines, really, the whole way down that flank. And now Nahas will line up for goal. He's only 2 metres inside the boundary line, but he's only got 20 to cover. A man of his ability will back himself in. Starts it right, goalpost, leaves it shallow. And another behind. 139, 2 behinds the Blues. It's Port Melbourne by 7 points.
And the first commentary curse for the season. Well done, Leedsy. Cam O'Shea doing the kicking in for the Blues. Kicking long, looking for Phillips. He couldn't take the mark off hands. Pinwheel lost a handle on it. Still got some teammates running alongside, and this ball coming straight back in. And Billy Hogan, who's Hilly mentioned, quite lively in this opening quarter, takes the mark.
He's been everywhere, hasn't he? Both ends of the ground.
Should mention 2 Hogans on the ground. Riley Hogan, number 41, out there as well. 23rd players today, Jake O'Brien, number 45 for Port Melbourne, and Marcus Stavru, number 35 for the Blues. In the meantime, Billy Hogan lines up. Steps just inside the 50 now. Plenty of goal face to look at. He just stabbed at it. It went across the face and off the behind post. In fact, off hands. We'll have it thrown in. And Robin Nahas putting his hand up, trying to direct some traffic. They're going to work out who the rucks are going to be for this contest. A lot of pointing going on. The new rule. Well, let's see. Looks like Lyle and Phillips are going to go at it. Goes over their head. They had to double back. Lyle picked it up though off the ruck. He was brought down in the tackle. And the umpire says holding the footy. You can't take it out of the ruck and go on with it if you drag down like that. Free kick going the way of the Blues.
And it's Buckley, who was done for kilos in that contest, but not for intensity. He's in the back pocket, kicks a high ball, hoping for Mackay, who goes back with a flight, couldn't take it, but it sits nicely out the back for Kerr. Jack's just held up for a moment. He steers them back inboard through Graham, gets around his man nicely, then sets sail for home from 54. It's just held up in the breeze as it went across the face. And it's another behind for the Blues. They're 3 behinds. Port Melbourne are 9. It's a goal the difference. In the opening term, we've travelled 12 minutes.
Hilly, just that breeze again.
It's certainly picked up. It's definitely a 3-goal breeze to the Northern Blues end, and they're wasting it. Three behinds. Could have been 3 goals on the board.
Oh, dangerous times here. They haven't been able to clear the 50. The Port Melbourne side, it's off hands. We're right in the pocket here for the Blues. Sandlin's getting in amongst the chain of handballs. Now the kick going well outside the 50. Coming in, taking a good mark is Kelso. At half back, they needed that one. Port Melbourne, as play continues, we're on the grandstand side of the ground. They again are under all sorts of pressure. Trying to keep it in is O'Shea, and umpire will throw the ball in on that outer side, the Norm Goss stand side. Crowd building up. As we said, if you're in the local area, get down here, or conversely, buy a membership. PortMelbourneFC.com.au is the website. Keep this club alive. Kelso and Phillips doing the ruck duties. It goes to ground. No one can break clear. Pinwheel at the bottom of the pack. Second, third effort exceptional as per usual. Just throwing it on the boot was Viojo Rainbow playing against his old side. But it's going to be a mark and a turnover here to the Blues as they work it into the middle of the ground. Russell takes it.
So new to the club. He's going to try and come across the ground. As you know, ignored Jacks. He's going to go more direct. Straight through the middle of the ground. Phillips flew. Couldn't take it out the back. What can they muster here? Deep in the pocket. Really sharp work. And finally, the Blues have their first of 2017. And it's Sumner, who had a couple to warm up with. And then finally banged it through the middle. It's 1-3-9 apiece. 13 gone opening term.
I've been building, hadn't it? Just that ball inside 50. It was actually from the kick out from the previous behind from the Blues. And Port Melbourne players just getting all muddled. Big focus from Gary Ayres this season. He was happy with the defensive work from his side in 2016. He's obviously bolstered the forward line, but they just can't afford goals like that. It'll take time to get the systems in place. 9 apiece. Opening quarter action. We're midway through. It's 15 minutes played. Kelso doing the work in the ruck. Pinwheel just throws it on the boot up towards 50 for Port Melbourne. Ball off hands. Phillips picks it up for the Blues. They've got some numbers here. Working backwards, Glass McCasker. Another hyphen, which is good to see. Boakhurst trying to get through some heavy traffic. Did well against Templeton. Kicks up towards half forward for the Blues. But plenty of Port Melbourne numbers. There's a high tackle in here. Free kick to Sandilands. I mean, how many seasons has abandoned the sort of bun look that he had with the hair? I can tell you I did the same thing. Long time ago, though, as the kick going across the ground. Well, getting a run at it was Sumner, but he had no chance of picking it up. They've done well on the spill, though, and another opportunity here for the Blues. Is this kick going inside the 50, into the forward pocket. Pressure now. And is it holding the ball? I think it might be Paddy Kerr picking it up. Good tackle put on by Brodie Murdoch. And the kick going in short. Continuing on, Templeton. Handball across. They want to switch to the other side of the ground. So Lucas Cook puts it there. Is there a free kick? There's a free kick advantage going on. Icarino picking it up. His kick into space, though, is going to be turned over. Turned over again. Kane did well. Now he coughed up the footy, and it's Pinwheel trying to lay the tackle. It was a little bit too high on Cunningham, and he will take the free kick.
So Cunningham, one of the young Blues, thrust into the middle of the action this afternoon. He goes inside the 50. Fly from Gallucci, couldn't take it. Viojo Rainbow again. Little handball out to Cook. Hurried kick. Straight back down the line. It might return. Oh no, G. Jones missed the mark. Sullivan's there to pick it up. He was pushed in the back, was he? It'll be advantage paid for Kane, who steers a little ball. That's okay. They're on the burst now. Conway, long right foot kick. Deep into the forward line. Bounces on its end. Armfield, in fact, make it Sheehan who runs it over. And then he's going to try and bring this out quickly on his left boot. He does, and the mark is taken by Silvani.
Yep, Silvani. A lot of talk about Alex Silvani moved to the Blues, playing this side. Don't forget too, in terms of players coming in for the Blues, Alex Brown's another one who didn't play last year. That's a terrific mark from Brodie Mychek. An intercept mark for Port Melbourne. He works it across to Riley Hogan, who puts it into Kane, kicking inside the 50. And Lyle's there, and he takes the mark. Yeah, just to finish that point, Alex Brown coming across from Essendon's side, across to the Northern Blues, but had the 12 months out last season. He'll be coming in, imagine, the next couple of weeks and playing.
He'll bring some more depth when he...
Certainly will.
Bigger body.
As Jordan Lyle steps just inside the 50. The kick, he's trying to bring it back from right to left. Didn't come back enough. Another behind. 1-5-11 plays 1-3-9. Tricky conditions at Northport Oval. 17 minutes gone here on Peter Jackson VFL Live.
The Blues playing with some real spunk so far. Going along the outer side. Boakhurst inside the 50. Not quite marked by Tynans. Sandlands is there to mop it up. He goes on his left boot and heads to the outer flank. He asked Kelso to take the mark. He just set it up high. Charlie said, yep, I'm up to that. He took the mark and then got it back to Sandilands, who goes down the line on his left boot looking for Pearson.
Oh, looking for Hilly.
Over the line. Hill couldn't take the mark. Second
Just out in full.
Left a little wanting too.
Needs a bit more of a pre-season, Hilly.
I think someone needs to get to him. Smets turnover on. No, well played. Good stuff, Cunningham. Just took the mark in the nick of time, and then he gets around a couple of tackles. That was nice. Saw a little bit from the young man there. He finds Sumner at centre wing, who's going to steer this back inboard. That's a nicely weighted kick, and the mark is taken by another youngster in Polson, who heads across the ground, sets it nicely there for Buckley. Another little ball, and Stavro has it at centre wing.
A good pedigree there, Dylan Buckley. Short kick to the skipper. This is Tom Wilson. One of the best and fairest last season for the Northern Blues. His kick going deep inside the 50. Looking for the tall target in Korchek, who's down there. Didn't quite come off, and now a kick has been intercepted by Tom O'Sullivan. And again, Port Melbourne relieving the pressure.
There's nothing out on the grandstand side. He'll have to switch.
And does just that. The kick across the ground. Rivet did well. Now they should work up the middle of the ground. They've got some space and they've got some time. The kick's short for Kane. Gets on the end of it. Player breaking. It's Riley Hogan coming through. Cunningham did well to create the contest. That's an excellent mark. David Cunningham from the Northern Blues. Kick short. They should be able to reload from here. Armfield has to pick it up on the half volley on centre wing. Works it back out to that player in Cunningham, whose kick right near the boundary line actually stays in. Mackay, I think, was a little bit surprised. It goes over now. Mackay and Lucas Cook, and we'll have it thrown in. Into attack here for the Blues. It's Port Melbourne 1-5-11, the Blues 1-3-9. And Peter Jackson VFL Live. Opening quarter action, we're ticking towards time on.
Korchek, Waddell, give that one a 0-0 draw out the back. This is good stuff. Riley Hogan, little handball underground. No, he's been pinged. Oh no, he's been given the free kick, and the advantage is on here for Kane, who's having plenty of the footy in game number 175. I reckon he's had better kicks than that one in his career. It might work out though. Nahas picks up the crumbs, comes across the ground. Wolfenden, welcome back to the borough, Mitch. He snaps it around the body and gets there second. 2-11-17 leads the Blues 1-3-9, 21 gone in this opening term.
2-5-17.
2-5-17, sorry.
So moved from 11 to 17. Hilly, across to you.
When Port moved the football forward going into this breeze, both times they've sort of looked more dangerous is when they've taken the mark and played on. And the Blues at the moment wouldn't mind them with these short, low, looking down for these spot-up kicks at about the 40-metre mark. But when players take the mark and play on like that, you just can't stop the avalanche coming their way.
We'll go around the grounds in a moment. 17 plays 9. Ball back in the middle. This is Korchek. Did well to get it out of the ruck and set his team inside or towards the 50. Plenty of numbers here for the borough. Wolfenden, you can hear the woof, woof, woof going on in the effects mic. The kick out wide to Kane. Near the boundary line, just backward to the centre. He'll hug the boundary line and go to a one-on-one contest. It's not a good option. Coming through Billy Smets. Talk about new colours. New setups, new players. There's going to be a lot of them we're going to hear over the opening rounds here on Peter Jackson VFL Live. Graham ends up with it for the Blues. He kicks inside the 50. Was going to be turned over. Cook takes the mark for the Borough. His kick across the ground is okay. Just trying to find players in space. Icarino is one of those. Going into the middle of the ground. Well, the kick wasn't marked and Kane had to pick it up and do the heavy lifting. He's put the ball across the ground. He's turned it over. Jacks now, who goes for a long ball from inside the centre square. And he's put it through. Well, it gives you an idea of what's happening out there. He just loaded up big time. Big time goal, Christian Jacks. And it's 2-3-15 the Blues, 2-5-17 the Borough. We're into time on in this opening quarter. We've played 22 minutes.
Remarkable effort, and Hilly had spoken about the breeze. No better evidence than that kick.
Especially from that centre square, edge of the centre square on the outer flank there. You just seem to get that extra lift with the ball, and that ball's carried, certainly carried about 60, 65 metres.
Round the grounds quickly. West Coast lead Richmond 117 to 1 behind, and it's North Melbourne by 4 points against the Giants early going in the second term.
Down there at sunny Hobart. Well, I don't know whether it's sunny or not. I didn't actually see the weather forecast for Hobart. It's usually raining.
Here's Phillips to Wilson, and away they go. Paulson from the middle. His kick was a little rushed and turned it over to Tynan, who sets it out nicely for Wolfenden. They look very well put together at the moment, the Borough. Kick down the line. Well spoiled, though. That was good stuff from Buckley, who ends up with it. Goes across to Fisher. A nice-looking player. One at the left. Elected to handball to Mackay. Little undergrounder. Jacks. We know he's not too far out. He snaps around the corner. That was, hopeful. And he just snuck it in for
It's
one
way
behind.
of describing it. I can give you a few others.
The Borough have taken the kick in quickly and
Yeah,
they've
they
got
have.
possession.
Doesn't give us time to really reset it all these days. There's kick going outside the 50. Tom O'Sullivan on the end of it. Now let's see this quick movement through the middle. It's Dylan Conway who's got it right in the middle of Northport Oval. Bathed in sunshine. Beautiful April day. As they're on 50, no one can get clear from the contest. Glass McCasker lost a handle on. There's still numbers here. Gee, they're moving the ball nicely. Paulson for the Blues puts it in. And again, they're just going to try and work it out as this kick going up towards the 50 into the path here of Fisher, who's got some players. Handball over the top. Fisher's going to pick it up again. Did really well under pressure. Wheels around, kicking deep inside the 50. Coming out to meet it there is Jacks, the previous goal kicker. He tries to put the ball into space. No one can get clear from this. They still manage to extract the footy here, the Blues. They seem to be first at it. Jacks there again at the bottom of the pack. It does spill out, though, and it's been picked up by the Borough. They've got some movement through the middle here on the rebound. Working there is Hogan, Billy Hogan, who wheels inboard and now kicks a long ball inside 50. There's no one at home. There is absolutely no one at home. And Alex Silvani says, thank you very much. That'll be the easiest mark I'll ever take.
Well set up by the Blues in the defensive 50. Armfield takes it quickly and finds Mackay with his first mark of the afternoon. There's bright yellow boots. He might just be getting some friendly advice from the fans here at Port Melbourne. He drives it down the line to half forward, but a nice mark from Myercheck. And the best and fairest winner from last season. Oh, he wants to steer it inboard for Templeton. Couldn't. Paulson picked it up. They picked him up and tossed him into the turf. O'Sullivan was there. He got it away to Tynan. Goes down the line where the marking contest sees it fisted away from Pearson. Well played out the back. Armfield got it across to his mate O'Shea. And that ends a very quick-paced start to 2017. The first quarter is done and dusted at Northport Oval, and it's the home side by a point, 2-5-17 to the Blues, 2-4-16.
Goal kickers to quarter time for Port Melbourne, Tom O'Sullivan and Mitch Wolfenden, and for the Northern Blues, Christian Jacks and Liam Sumner. A really great quarter of footy. We hope this standard can continue. It is a warm day at Northport Oval, so we hope we can have this for all four quarters. We're going to get inside the huddles at quarter time, plus get into all the second quarter action. Stick around. It's great to be back. It's Peter Jackson, VFL Live.
I'm a digital radio. To help explain why it's time to update your old radio, with me is my friend Digital TV.
Hi.
Where you go?
Remember when us TVs went digital?
Everyone does. Get to the point.
Suddenly, you got lots more channels for free.
Yes.
Well, it's the same with digital radio.
When you buy a digital radio, you can get all your favourite stations, plus up to 30 extra ones, playing all kinds of music, live sport and talk.
That's pretty great.
It's really great.
All you have to do is head into your nearest retailer
Or check out digitalradioplus.com.au
and upgrade to digital.
Last year, Vision Australia helped more than 33,000 people who are blind or have low vision. So if you find that glasses are no longer helping and you're struggling to complete daily tasks, why not give us a call? Our free services, provided by specialist staff, can help increase your independence. We also offer advice on equipment and provide training in how to travel around safely with limited vision. Vision Australia can help you make a real difference. Call us 300 847466.
Love your sport? Then you'll love SEN.
1-2, Jamie Wickup first. Craig Lowndes
And
second.
you'll find it on digital radio. Simply scroll to SEN, Melbourne's home of sport.
The Red Time Sport iPhone app is here and ready to download. The app allows you to listen to the different sports BPM media broadcasts wherever you are in the world, including VFL and TAC Cup radio and a whole lot more. You can interact with the commentary team in real time via the Red Time Sport iPhone app feedback and social networking buttons. Plus check out upcoming broadcasts. Catch up with the latest sports headlines from around the world via the Sports News button. The Red Time Sport iPhone app. Download it from the iTunes store today. Visit bpmmedia.com.au for more details.
I'm a digital radio.
And I'm a digital TV. Now, you may remember when TV went digital.
Yes, and you got a lot more channels and a better picture.
Well, buying a digital radio is the same.
Exactly. I've got up to 30 extra radio stations, plus all your old faves, and I sound amazing.
Yeah, but I look amazing.
Yeah, but this is a radio ad, so no one can see you.
Oh, yeah.
So if you want to hear this station like you have never heard it before,
Buy a digital radio.
head into your nearest retailer and upgrade to digital.
Peter Jackson VFL Live is back for season 2017. Our next match is the round 2 clash between Essendon and Collingwood. That's on Sunday the 23rd of April from 12:45, live from Windy Hill on Aussie Digital, the Red Time Sport iPhone app, streamed through vfl.com.au.
On Aussie Digital, streaming live through vfl.com.au and on the Red Time Sport iPhone app, this is Peter Jackson VFL Live.
Northport Oval today, the opening game of the 2017 Peter Jackson VFL season, and it is Port Melbourne leading by a point. 2-5-17 to the Northern Blues, 2-4-16 single goal kickers for both sides. Big huddles around both teams. We'll try and see if we can get Josh Fraser out of the quarter time break. Hilly is all over that at the moment. A beautiful day if you are in the local area and around the place. The call to arms for the Port Melbourne Football Club. They need your help. They need your financial support. So portmelbournefc.com.au is a place to go if you want to maybe just buy a membership. Lots of different membership options around, or get down here. I mean, you know, the footy's great, but the Borough Burgers are even better. Just load up on those like I think I'm going to be doing at half time, just quietly. So yeah, it is just a wonderful day out. Obviously they host the finals down here at Northport Oval, but support the Borough and make sure we keep this club alive and vibrant. We saw what happened with the Frankston Football Club last season. Unfortunately no longer a part of the competition. They've got until I think late June to prove their case and get themselves in a position to be able to be readmitted to the competition. We are hoping that everything goes well down there for Gary Buckenara and the team to make sure that we have Frankston back in this competition. Obviously a few dramas at North Ballarat as well that they're working through. So a bit to think about, and obviously here at Northport Oval with this team we want to see all of these clubs standing alone, standing proud and being viable propositions going forward.
Paul Amy put together a season preview for Inside Footy, the magazine, and the headline was the VFL, where the only constant is challenge.
Yes.
And it rang true across the board. I mean, even for a club with a figurehead like Gary Ayres, who's been as successful as he has, both in his playing career and coaching career at the highest level, every day is a struggle, and the administrators and the boards of these footy clubs work tirelessly, and they provide so much. And, you know, we talked about losing Frankston. It's not just a footy club, it's the trainers, it's the doctors, it's all the young administrators that lose the opportunity to develop. And I think Hilly's with Josh Fraser very shortly, is he?
Hilly, which huddle have you wandered into? You might be listening intently to what's happening there at the Blues. Yeah, obviously it is quite important. It is quite important, particularly when we have these AFL teams around and they've got the facilities and all of that sort of stuff.
Thanks, Pete. Can I just jump in for a moment? Just joined by Josh Fraser, coach of the Northern Blues. A nice even start.
Yeah, it's the start we expected. Footy club, and they're traditionally a really strong club, so we expected a really hot start, and we stood up well, but we've got some areas we need to work on.
Plenty of full entries. Where would you work on there?
Yeah, we're just a little bit more composure going inside 50. They do get a lot of numbers back, and we've got some quality tools and smalls in our front half. We just need to utilise them a little bit better. Happy
with the start in the middle of the ground. They've obviously got a very talented midfield that you have to combat.
Yeah, they do. I think our mids have been doing a pretty good job in general, but as the game wears on, we need to make sure we play 4 quarters. But a good start from our midfield.
Beautiful. Thanks, Josh.
Thank you.
Beautifully done. Thank you, Hilly, with Josh Fraser, the coach of the Northern Blues, the sort of access you get here. Anyway, as I was saying, when you've got clubs like Collingwood and Essendon, Richmond and Geelong, and they've got all those facilities there, it costs a lot to run a football club. As sure those who are involved with local footy, which has been underway and getting underway over the past couple of weeks, are finding out, and a lot of man hours that goes into it. So I hope we'll keep an eye on obviously all those clubs and all the news through VFL.com.au as the season goes on. Last of the spectators leaving the arena, and we'll be getting ready for a start in the second quarter. It's a 1-point ball game. Port Melbourne 2-5-17, Northern Blues 2-4-16. Around the grounds, Leedsy.
North by 3 points against the Giants, 11 gone second term, and it is Richmond 2-2-14 to West Coast 1-3-9, closing stages of the opening term.
All right, we're just waiting for everything to be settled. The boundary umpires getting into position. The centre square. Umpire holds the ball aloft. 2-5-17 plays 2-4-16. Port in front. Second quarter action on Peter Jackson VFL Live.
Phillips and Kelso to get us underway here after a beautiful bounce to get us started in this second term. Kelso got it down as Sullivan under all sorts of pressure there from Russell. And we'll have a secondary stoppage here. As Sullivan tosses it back to the umpire, directs some traffic, and then he tosses it up Kelso. Now, what's happened here? There's a whistle on play. Port Melbourne players 150, so it must be a Kelso kick in the middle of the ground.
Probably should have been, Leedsy. The Northern Blues players played on right in front of the umpire, and he's let him off on that occasion.
Kelso to Templeton, long ball with the win now, longer travel time on the footy, out the back, trouble here, O'Shea punch for the line, umpire says.
Wow.
Ooh, toss it back in, Hilly not quite sure about that decision. I dare say that a couple of the local fans might have been questioning it too.
So the ball will be tossed back in, and the ruck's appointed. And Phillips is just waiting there as this ball coming back into play. Well, Phillips grabbed it. He was immediately tackled by his opposite ruckman in Lyle, and that's out of bounds on the full. Phillips did get the kick away. Interesting.
Tactic, I reckon, Pete.
Absolutely.
Well played.
So the ball to come back in for the Borough. It's a long, high kick, and well, Phillips will get his revenge here because he comes in and takes a defensive mark for the Blues. It goes across the ground. It's okay, Leedsy. It's fine. Just go across the goal square. Everything's all right. Sheehan's there. Back pocket.
I don't like it when those big blokes start thinking too much.
The side of our commentary box, which is the opposite side to our camera today, is this kick going long. And there is Charlie. Charlie Kelso takes the mark for Port Melbourne.
Stretched high into the afternoon sky and took the mark. Oh, Templeton flew, and then as he hurt himself, he landed awkwardly on his back. Looked like he's just sore getting up. Oh, yes.
Yeah, just a lower
grabbing
back.
the lower back on the right side, so he'll know he's played a game. His kick's okay though, steers it into the 50. There's no mark. Now the Blues have to defend at ground level. Pressure's on. Handball might have been a little errant. Out the back, chance for Billy Hogan. Handball to Tom O'Sullivan. He got it away while he was being tackled. Bounce no good initially, but still fighting hard the Borough forwards. It's taken away. Nicely done by Fisher. He relieves a little bit of pressure with a long left foot kick. Mackay takes the mark and can go.
No.
There's a whistle.
It's a free kick.
Oh, I thought it was going to go his way. It's against him for Myercheck, who has it underneath the Normgos stand. He squares them off across the middle of the ground. Dangerous. Tynan couldn't take it. Coming through to meet the footy now. Pinwell, good tackle. Spills out the back for O'Shea. He was strong enough to get the handball away. Boakhurst is there to support. Cunningham on his right boot. Sets a task here. This could get exciting. Gallucci's got space. See if he can pick it up.
Oh, he couldn't pick it up, but he had two Borough players around him. The 2-1 out. As the kick up the line is good. Working here into the path of Pearson. Can take a bounce. Takes another bounce. Closes to 55. It's a long ball open. Goal square. It just misses. Oh, and a bit of push and shove too. Right in the middle of the ground. Gordon in there. Graham among the players. Gallucci trying to break it up. Luke Russell getting involved for the Blues. And Eli Templeton, one of the key protagonists there. 18 play 16. Port Melbourne leading. Peter Jackson, VFL live today as the kick comes out for the Blues.
A high fly here from Russell over the top. He couldn't quite get his hands on it, but just managed to get it down to O'Shea, who was well tackled. Oh, now is he okay there? O'Shea it was a big tackle from Conway, and I suspect O'Shea's just feeling a little ginger. It was really hard. I'm not sure if he's knocked his head or if he's just copped a bit of a body blow. He's up now and jogging back to position, but he looked a little stunned with the ferocity of the Conway tackle. Kelso got it down. Couldn't find a teammate though. And he's just going to fist this forward from the armfield kick. He's got to go to work again, does Dennis. Gets the handball away to Silvani. He kicks a high ball to half back, fisted over the line. And things just settle down for a moment.
We should mention too that if you're new to Peter Jackson VFL Live, you're watching the video stream, we do provide an audio stream as well. And they tend to be one in the same. So you get a radio call, but over the top of the vision.
So Phillips and Kelso go to work on each other again. Templeton in amongst it after a little push and shove earlier. Big one-on-one in the middle. Didn't really make it to the contest in the end. Boakhurst has to track the footy. Oh, he wants to pick it up quickly and does. Got it away just in the nick of time to Smets. He got it away to Paulson. Paulson next to get it away from Pearson, and he does to Smets. Smets got it nicely down the line. And just a little toe poke here that didn't quite work in the end. Smets kept tracking the footy. It's still in. The Blues still a chance. Handball inboard. A chance for Armfield. Had to get round one. He does on the right boot and finds Phillips. Bit going on, Pete?
Oh, there was a little bit. Surprise, surprise, Toby Pinwell was involved. And still is right in front of you, Hilly. He's having a good crack at Glass McCasker.
Yeah, well, Thomas Gordon got... Oh!
And now it's on.
It is on here.
And there's now 3, 4, 5, 6 players. Viojo Rainbow getting in there as well with a little bit of the push and shove. Jones trying to clear the area. You call the play, I'll call the fight.
Phillips, with no sense of what's happening 40 metres away to his left. The umpires want him to kick it. The big fella lopes in, it's across the face. And it's out of bounds in the full, and the umpires will be relieved that the players have to concentrate on getting the footy again.
Merely push and shove, Leedsy.
Thomas Gordon was the player in question who copped the high contact for Port Melbourne. He's come straight off and just being assessed by the doctor.
Down the line come the Borough, but they can't take the mark. Out the back, who's going to pick it up? It's Stavro, who got it away. Wilson just avoided the traffic there, and just as well as he did, I reckon. Players going to ground. Kerr, one of them, the man standing up tall, is Myercheck, and he gives the handball over the top. Oh, gee, he asked a lot of Riley Hogan there, got it away to O'Sullivan. He goes around the corner, dodgy old kick, under all sorts of pressure, out of bounds in the full.
Yeah, so it'll be Liam Jones on that grandstand side here at Northport Oval. He just kicks up the line up towards the 50. It's a high ball, no one can take the mark, good tackling pressure. It's Paulson laying the tackle. Ball eventually released, but no one can get clear. It's like a volleyball in there. Sandlin just trying to paddle it in front of him. Lost a handle on it. Jake O'Brien getting his hands on it, the 23rd player. Sort of rolling maul style now. Good tackling pressure. It's a good hard contest now. We had a lot of free running in the opening quarter, and now the game just locking up. 2 points the margin. 18 plays 16. Port Melbourne leading. Second quarter action on Peter Jackson VFL Live. There's a kick here right up to the teeth of goal for the Blues, and a try is scored for Port Melbourne. And they want to get on with it quickly. One behind. Rivet picks it up. Boy, this game's moving pretty quickly now. And Luke Tynan takes the mark at defensive 50.
He goes over the top to Murdoch, who kept working down the line. Dodgy left foot kick again under pressure after he took the mark. There was seemingly no need to play on. Armfield closed the gap quickly and effected the kick. The umpire's asking for a little bit of assistance here on the mark. Surprisingly, players a little slow to take up the opportunity. So, Buckley kicks as high and as hard as he can, and as a result, Waddell was there to pick up the mark. He goes across the ground, nice ball for Riley Hogan, who gives the handball over the top. A little dodgy, didn't quite find his man on the full. Now the turnover could be on. Good effort there on the outer side, but they couldn't hold on to it. Wilson, he's there to mop it up for the Blues. He tried to fist it forward along the ground. Wolfenden knocked it on. Gordon's there in support back on the ground. Got it away. Long ball down the line. Turned it over. Under pressure, Jones takes the mark for the Blues. He found Stavru, who looked like he enjoyed being in that tussle earlier. Came out the back to Cunningham. Oh, Armfield sold a bit of candy. Goes on his right boot and heads to the flank. Wilson sits underneath it. Backtracking, couldn't take the mark. Comes to ground. Smets spun out of a tackle. Got around one and then he got the handball away. Spills out the back. That was nicely played for Wilson, who's given a yard. Kicks to the lead and the mark has taken the Blues through Gallucci inside the 50. Mackay couldn't take it on the chest. He butters up. Picks up the ball. Knocked away from his hands. Buckley has to stand and wait and then smashed into. He stood the tackle. Well played, Port Melbourne at half back. Now can they work it along the wing? Little left foot is okay. Nahas has worked up the ground. He's got some space for Kane. Kane working for him at half forward. Oh, going back. Wonderful effort. Terrific stuff from Sheehan. Fisted towards the line and then he butters up.
Yep, and they put the kick in short. Wow, that's crisis averted for the Blues. They actually did that pretty well in the end. Cunningham takes the mark. Still inside defensive 50. He's going to go with a long kick up towards centre wing, looking for Korchek. But well done, Sanderlands in traffic. Took a solid mark and plays on as well. He got around Korchek, who wasn't moving. He kicked a long eye ball deep inside the 50. Oh, fell to the back. The initial pack couldn't pick it up. Off the ground, no. And Lyle couldn't put it through for a goal. He gets the behind.
You get the feeling, boys, if Port Melbourne can get a little cleaner going forward, they could really...
It's hard to argue with it.
2-7-19 playing 2-5-17. In this second quarter, we've played 10 minutes. There's a long kick out. It's a flat-looking kick. Sandland's all on his own. Takes the mark uncontested. Now, with this breeze, Hilly,
easy.
He should make this distance no problem.
Well, he's a terrific kick, Hugh Sanderlands, and I'd say this will go back nearer the signage at the back of the grass.
Hugh Sanderlands, what a great campaigner he's been for this Port Melbourne side over a number of years. Just testing the breeze out, seeing what it's doing.
Just have to allow a little bit more to your left-hand side from that flank. It definitely does turn a lot more.
So here he is. Hugh Sanderlands kicks from 55. He's certainly got the distance. Accuracy, not so much. Through for a behind. 2-8-20. Plays 2-5-17. Tricky windy conditions, but a beautiful day at North Port Oval here on Peter Jackson VFL Live.
Giants by 4 points against North Melbourne and Richmond by 4 points against West Coast at quarter time. Here in Peter Jackson VFL, it's the Blues who have the footy deep in their back 50. Stavro takes the mark in the pocket. His jumper half ripped. He's going to kick down the line here, looking for Mackay, who found some space. That was good movement, good strength from the young man. 200 centimetres of him, almost tipping the ton. He drives this down the line, hoping for Korchek to give a contest in the end. Mychek took the mark, and his biggest opponent was his teammate Waddell. He goes across the ground dangerously. Oh, gee, that's good stuff. Really good mark from Riley Hogan. Had players bearing down on him. It was a certain goal for the Blues if he didn't take it, and he finds Gordon at half back.
He does. And good courage shown there as the kick going up the line is good. Billy Hogan comes out to take the mark. On centre wing, grandstand side, kicks over the top, does well, finds O'Brien, the 23rd player for Port. His kick not so great. Lyle done no favours near the boundary line, and we will have it thrown in. Alex Silvani with the job on him there. As we 12 minutes into this second quarter, 20 play 17. Call to arms day for Port Melbourne Football Club, as this is a very, very short throw-in, so the two rucks had no chance at it. But here we go. Here's an opportunity. Riley Hogan got it to Pinwell. The ball off hands. He couldn't get it clear. It's hard and tough in there at the moment. Tom O'Sullivan going around the body, looking there for Lyle. And he's put the ball out of bounds on the full. Trying to put the ball back inside 50. 20 play 17. So the Blues, another chance to clear. Ball from Jones. Long outside the 50. And a great Port Melbourne mark has been taken by Sandilands. So they'll load up again here, the Borough. On the left goes Hugh Sandilands. Deep inside the 50. Well, Kelso couldn't get a good run at it. Ball here near Billy Hogan, trying to keep it in, twisting, turning. He was tackled and a free kick going the way of the Blues.
It feels like they're just hanging on, Healy.
It certainly does. I was just about to say the same thing, and they just can't seem to get out of this back pocket, and I think they're taking the wrong side of the ground. They really need to work the outer side. It's just relentless. This side of the ground, Port Melbourne have it completely covered.
And another mark from a high ball out of defence. Mychek steers it inside the 50. Kelso the target. Buckley this time takes the mark. A little bit of old-fashioned kick to kick for a moment as Buckley decides he's going to retain possession and find Graham.
Mullet too there, Leedsy.
As it comes across the ground. That was well played by Jacks, who's worked up the ground. And he takes the mark at half-back, right in front of the magnificent canteen staff here at Port Melbourne.
Borough Burgers.
Boakhurst is going to sell a bit of candy here. Oh, he couldn't get the price he wanted. Turnover might be on. No, luck's a fortune. Well played by the Blues. They had support through Cunningham, who was in the right place at the right time, and he finds Graham right in front of where the players run down into the rooms here for Port Melbourne on the wing. He's going to drive this to half forward. He wants a mark from Phillips, and he gets one. And the big fella's having a presence inside that 50 when he's not in the ruck. He's got players streaming forward. Stavrou, one of them, he leads. He tries to mark, couldn't. Kelso was over the top. Templeton mops up, gives the handball out in front. Now Port Melbourne are running from half back. What can they make of it? Mychek inboard. Wanted Pearson. Jones was there for company. Tracks the footy along the ground. Got it away to Russell. Russell, little ball, retains possession. And they can just settle for the moment as Kerr takes it at half back. He wants to go longer, looking for a contest, and got one from Mackay on Cook. It's over the line, a little bit of push and shove between those two. But Cook's going to come up with a footy here. Little fist on the arms perhaps as Murdoch comes across the ground, finding Wolfenden, and he's opened it up for them.
He has this kick into the middle of the ground. Stand by. Tom O'Sullivan, little short ball is good. Got him on the overlap, and through the middle of the ground, the delivery was sensational. And, well, the damn wall might be about to break. As Jordan Lyle still hasn't kicked a goal today. They've only had the 4 goals.
3 behinds for Jordan so far.
And this one, very makeable. 25 out. Comes in now. Lyle, no problem. No problem at all. Jordan Lyle now is on the board. He's first for season 2017. And it means that Port Melbourne 3-8-26 lead the Northern Blues 2-5-17. 16 minutes gone, second quarter. Peter Jackson, VFL Live today.
We're there. Jordan Lyle, just going to comment on his kick. He generally only takes about 3 or 4 steps, doesn't build momentum. He must have a powerful leg because even into the wind in the last quarter, he got the distance easily from 50 where most players are struggling.
Yeah, 21 goals from 13 games in 2016 for Jordan. He'll be looking to add to that tally in both sections during 2017. Templeton's going to come up with a free kick in the middle of the ground. Wants to bomb long. Now, what's he got at the back here? A big fly at the back, and it's Lyle who was the man but couldn't bring it to ground. Jones tried to track it towards the line. No one can take it cleanly. Here's Kane, a man good in traffic. He goes around the corner, top of the square. Pearson was beaten by Silvani. Read it better and comes across the ground to Armfield. Little handball. And Wilson, I should say, got the handball away. Down the line here for Sumner. Oh, lovely body work from Phillips. Well played. 2 big men going at it, and Phillips just used his hips magnificently to work Kelso out of the contest. He's got a defensive side of the wing. He lopes along. Take him on. No, he just bombs high. And now we've got a marking contest at the back. Jones, did he take it or is it man in front? It is man in front. And it's the Boroughs ball.
Might be saying, well, I did all the heavy lifting in that contest. Mychek comes up with it. The kick across the ground is a good one as they look to load up again. Nicarino works it to Templeton. They're on the grandstand side. The kick into attacking territory. Kane dropped what he should have taken in the end and now has lost the footy. Wilson to come in and pick it up. He's handball off target. Plenty of Borough players around. This is the hot footy in the middle. It goes the Blues' way in the end. Ball there over the head. Actually did well to pick it up there, Fisher. Now they've got some players in space. We're heading up towards attacking 50. Here's Gallucci trying to bring the ball back as he snuck it in from behind. No. He's put it out of bounds on the full. And I tell you what, Leesy, Andrew Gallucci had a heap of time there. He could have steadied up and run in 15 more metres.
Josh Fraser talked about that at quarter time. Need to show some composure. There were so many loose players in the forward line. Northern Blues easily could have spotted up there.
Kick goes outside the 50, getting hands to it, Mychek. And it's over the line. We'll have it thrown in around the grounds, Leesy.
The Eagles by 4 points against Richmond, and the Giants have bounced out to a 12-point lead approaching half-time against the Kangaroos.
First quarter action, is it the Richmond game?
Yeah, just into the second term.
Just into the second. There's the ball off hands here from the ruck contest. No one going anywhere. It's Dennis Armfield laying the tackle on Eli Templeton. The umpire will throw the ball up into attacking territory here for the Blues.
Phillips wanted the boundary line and Fisher helps him over. Just make sure he gets the desired result. Good to see Phillips back out there. Spent a long time away from footy with a foot injury that just wouldn't get better. And he looks like he's moving really well. Good contest between he and Kelso this afternoon. Kelso gets the tap down for Rivet. On to Templeton, out the back to Pinwell. Tries to get through a tackle in the end. Handballs for the big fella Kelso. Got it to Templeton. And the long hair combines on this near flank. Russell got in the way for the Blues though. He's well tackled. And there's going to be a ball up. Good, fierce contest. Hard track. Sun's out for round 1 of 2017 in the Peter Jackson VFL. Here comes for Russell. His kick smothered. Pinwell takes it. Can't claim the mark though, so he retreats. And then a long ball from half back for Port Melbourne. Lyle didn't quite read it right. In the end, he knocked it down for Nahas. Out the back, Nahas somehow kept a hold of it. I'm not sure he even knew where it was. But he's still tracking it along the ground. Blues numbers win out though. Wilson back to Jacks. His kick was in a hurry. And he's out of bounds on the full.
So it's Eli Templeton from half-back, kicks into the middle of the ground. Dangerous footy. Well done, Nicarino, though. Took the mark, runs on, inside 50. The kick, Kane worked his opponent under the footy. He's got to go back and get it, though. He's got time and space to steady. Handball over the top, though. Pearson, he just was tackled at the crucial moment. Well done, Blues. Gee, they did well on the overlap there as Buckley kicks the ball long outside the 50. Into open space, and it's out of bounds on the full. He wanted the open space. It was too open in the end.
He wanted the boundary line, and it just carried. If it hadn't carried, I think the umpire was charging in for a deliberate.
He wanted to do that sort of underarm motion. Hilly, you could just sense it. Kick goes back, Templeton. Now into the middle of the ground. Kelso, unfamiliar territory, drowned around his knees, taking the mark. He goes across the ground. Now they're going to load up. There's the kick into 50 is good. Ooh. No 50 here. Player was dealt with.
Is he thinking goals here, boys?
So Nahas has taken the mark.
Here's a good kick, boys. I wouldn't be surprised if he can carry this.
You know he's got tremendous length.
What's the breeze doing, Hilly?
It's certainly at his back, so I think he'll go very close to carrying the distance.
Robin Nahas. Been through the AFL system, and here playing this standalone VFL club. He's on the point of the square. He's given it absolutely every opportunity, and that's why he played AFL. Kicking like that. They get to him as well. Robin Nahas, his first goal for today. And the Port Melbourne side building a bit of a buffer now. 4-8-32 plays 2-5-17. And in this second quarter, we're into time on, 22 minutes gone.
Port Melbourne finally seeing some results on the scoreboard. They've worked very hard this quarter. It's just been their ball movement going forward, which has certainly let them down. But with the advantage of the breeze, they've got about 6 or 7 minutes here. They could open the game right up.
17 gone, second term. Game developing here nicely. Good contest as Phillips won it in the air and then won it at ground level and then won it again. Got it away to Paulson. Left foot kick inside the 50. Going back with the fight. Couldn't take the mark. Gallucci's there. Oh, Port Melbourne wanted a free kick for Sandilands. It wasn't doing. Umpire says, I'll have it.
Looked like chopping the arms to me.
He certainly caught one across the face too, boys. So that's why he was a little upset.
Out the back of the contest. Going to work here is Sandilands. He couldn't pick it up. Came to ground. Oh, Gallucci. Little slick for everyone other than the Port Melbourne defenders. Out the back, Hogan to Pinwell under pressure. They closed on him very quickly. Armfield got it away to Stavro, who got it across to Boakhurst. He goes further afield to O'Shea. Down the line, nice kick and a good lead. That was from Sumner, who takes the mark and goes quickly inside the 50, but he's coughed it up. And again, Josh Fraser, Hilly mentioned it. They just haven't had that composure going inside 50.
They're on here.
Sandilands does. Long ball, 55 metres releases. Kane, couple of bounces for the veteran. Inside the 50, no mark taken. Port Melbourne fans wanted a free kick. There was nothing doing at the back. It's going to be all the Blues. Silvani had it, kicked it, coughed it up. Pearson takes the mark, 45 out, 45-degree angle.
He just swooped in there. Right place at the right time and read the footy better.
Wilson was the target, but Silvani just popped it over his head, and Pearson was the man to interrupt proceedings.
They're starting to get a little hungrier now, boys. Now they've got a couple of goals on the board this quarter, and you can feel they're getting on top.
So am I.
A bit of blood in the water here as Pearson kicks on goal. He's snuck it in. Well finished. Port Melbourne out to 5-8-38. The Northern Blues 2-5-17. We've gone 18 and a half minutes second term. And that is his first of today, first of 2017, after a dozen in 2016.
All single goal kickers too. They even spread around the place. How can the Blues respond? They've only scored one behind in this quarter so far.
Well, Josh Fraser talked about the need for his young midfield to stick with it throughout the game, and maybe we're just seeing a bit of that, a few more experienced bodies from Port Melbourne, just able to withstand the heat for longer. And it hasn't just been entering the forward 50 that they've lacked composure, it's really starting to creep into everywhere across the ground.
3-3 so far for Port Melbourne in this second quarter. Ball back in the middle. It's going to go outside the circles. We'll do it again. Korchek doing the ruck work for the Blues now. Looks like Mychek's in the ruck for the Borough. As the ball comes to ground, Wilson trying to get hands on it. Graham just hacking it out of there. And it'll come back off a foot. It's heading Port Melbourne's attacking side, but Buckley's there for the Blues. A little handball across is okay. Now they're getting some run going. Paulson been lively in this opening half. Works in the middle of the ground, and that's a good option as Graham goes long and high and deep as he possibly can. Free kick. Says the umpire is going to go Port Melbourne's way.
Bit of holding in the contest. And
50 metres. Maybe a little bit of sort of back chat sort of stuff, I would have thought, Hilly, towards the umpire.
That was the indication.
So
I'd say it was against Andrew Gallucci.
No.
Could knock us down with a feather in this commentary box right now, fair to say. And it's Thomas Gordon who's got it. Edge of the square, defensive side, kicks inside the 50. Maybe shielding from the sun there for a couple of those players as Wilson just tries to clear the area for the Blues. Only as far, though, as Icarino, who takes the back, puts the ball inside 50. Oh, juggling effort there from Billy Hogan. He just put an extra bit of pike into that dive and he took the mark.
Just noticed with Billy Hogan's kicking, he doesn't seem confident from that side of the ground, the left-hand side. He's more comfortable from the other side of the ground where he can curl his kicks left to right. So this will be a good test for him.
So kick from about 40 out. Plenty of goal face to look at. We are right behind this kick in our commentary box. So head towards half-time. 26 minutes gone. Second term. In he comes. Billy Hogan looking for his first goal for today. Trying to bring it back. No, off the post. Off the post. 5-9-39 plays 2-5-17. Deep into this second quarter on Peter Jackson, VFL Live. Port Melbourne leading the Northern Blues.
So can Port Melbourne make the most of the next 6 minutes with this breeze? It'll be the Blues to bring it back in. Long ball across to the outer side. 1, 2. Yep, that'll do. Good set of hands there from Mackay. And I think they're asking for everyone to be accountable on the outer side. Hilly, just keep us up to date with any coaching that's coming from the local supporters.
Ooh. That you can repeat.
A little bit of feeling here as Korchek tumbles over the line. He wanted something.
It was very touch and go whether that was in play or not. That was the call from the Port Melbourne bench. It did look to be maybe straight over.
So Waddell and Korchek. That one a nil-all draw. Ball at ground level, picked up by Graham, flicked it out the back. O'Shea starting to work his way into it for his new team. On the end of it here, a little bit of trouble now for Russell. Oh, the siren. Gee, it's a short quarter.
Just the 3 goals.
And a good result really for the Blues, who withstood a bit of pressure without being completely obliterated. 5-9-39 Port Melbourne. The Blues 2-5-17 at half-time. Round 1 of the Peter Jackson VFL Live coverage.
The goal kickers to half-time. Well, for Port Melbourne, all singles across the board. Tom O'Sullivan, Jordan Lyle, Mitch Wolfenden, Robert Nahas and Blake Pearson. And for the Northern Blues, Christian Jackson, Liam Sumner. They only added the 1 goal in that quarter. The 1 point, I should say, in that quarter, the Northern Blues. Port Melbourne, 3 goals 4 in that quarter. So productive quarter with the breeze, all being said, in that quarter for the Port Melbourne side, and that's why they have this handy lead at the moment, which sits at 22 points. Around the grounds, Leedsy, while we've got the opportunity.
In the AFL, half-time between the Giants and North Melbourne, and it's the Giants by 13 points in that one, 6-11, 47 to 5-4, 34. And Richmond trail the Eagles, 16 minutes gone in the second term. It's the Eagles 3-12, 30 to the Tigers 4-3-27.
12 behinds. Goodness. Okay. Well, it is a windy day, as we've been talking about all throughout this afternoon. It is half-time here. 5-9-39 Port Melbourne. The Northern Blues 2-5-17. A break. Plenty more to come here on Peter Jackson, VFL Live.
I'm a digital radio.
And I'm a digital TV. Now, you may remember when TV went digital.
Yes, and you got a lot more channels and a better picture.
Well, buying a digital radio is the same.
Exactly. I've got up to 30 extra radio stations, plus all your old faves, and I sound amazing.
Yeah, but I look amazing.
Yeah, but this is a radio ad, so no one can see you.
Oh, yeah.
So if you want to hear this station like you have never heard it before,
buy a digital radio.
Head into your nearest retailer and upgrade to digital.
Last year, Vision Australia helped more than 33,000 people who are blind or have low vision. So if you find that glasses are no longer helping and you're struggling to complete daily tasks, why not give us a call? Our free services, provided by specialist staff, can help increase your independence. We also offer advice on equipment and provide training in how to travel around safely with limited vision. Vision Australia can help you make a real difference. Call us now, 1300 84 7466.
Love your sport? Then you'll love SEN.
Move the boundary riding to the outer side of the ground, if that's the case.
I'm thinking
Pete.
that's going to be the case.
I was just thinking, so many boundary riders would not be willing to go through that, but we are so fortunate that we have the best in the business, and he won't be sacrificing anything.
That wasn't an AFL or VFL player at the time, out in the ground on the boundary line with an umbrella over the top of me, the thickest jacket you've ever seen.
He's learned to come inside the commentary box after that. He said, no, I'm not going to have a bar of that, really. Yeah. And I remember the day, I think it was last season.
Bravery gets you nowhere.
Last season or the season before, where I was calling here with Adam. We were doing a Saturday game, and the rain came in, but it was raining. Because we couldn't actually see out the windows. It made for an interesting call, almost like the fog day that we had at Sandringham.
Oh, the fog day. That was probably the most amazing experience I've ever been a part of at a football game. That just came from nowhere that day.
Bizarre. 22 points the margin here, 5-9-39, playing 2-5-17.
Well, just wanted to ask you both about the setup of round one. Standalone fixture today. It's really become a festival of football in the VFL opening the fixture. We've got 5 matches over 9 days. Gives every VFL fan a chance to really sink their teeth into round one, not only to see their own teams in action, but we get a chance to compare apples with apples, having the opportunity to see all these clubs in action. It's a great way to start the season.
I'll mention what the fixture is, because Good Friday next week, a 12 o'clock game, Footscray taking on the Box Hill Hawks, and then on Saturday, 2 o'clock, Sandringham face Essendon at Piranha Park, a 2:40 start. That's their Channel 7 game. They are broadcasting Saturdays this season, which means apart from this week, Peter Jackson VFL Live will be moving back to our traditional Sunday time slot. So looking forward to that through the season. Coburg and Collingwood is the broadcast game for next week on Channel 7. Punt Road on Easter Sunday, it's Richmond and North Ballarat, and then at Torquay, Werribee, who are going to be the Leyland brothers, because they're going to be travelling all over the countryside this season, with Avalon Airport Oval being redeveloped. They take on Geelong. We did that game many years ago down at Spring Creek Reserve at Torquay. And then Easter Monday, 2 o'clock start, it's Williamstown and the Casey Demons. No longer the Casey Scorpions, they are the Casey Demons this season.
Excellent. Good move there, I think, just aligning the AFL club.
Absolutely. I agree with that. So just confirming, our next game will be round 2 at Windy Hill, the Anzac Day Eve game between Essendon and Collingwood. And Windy Hill always draws a big crowd. And we'll be broadcasting on Sundays throughout season 2017, and all the details through vfl.com.au, which is exciting. The Swiss VFL Women's getting underway in a couple of weeks' time. Announced that their grand final is going to be played the same day as the Peter Jackson VFL grand final and the TAC Cup grand final. It's going to be a busy day for all of us.
Absolutely.
At Etihad Stadium on that Sunday.
Covered, obviously, by our good selves, Pete, but also by Channel 7.
Yes,
so
they're going to cover the women's game, which is great to see.
Yeah, there's the proverbial money being put where the mouth is in the coverage of the women's game, which is good to see.
And I'm predicting a good season coming up off the back of the AFLW season. I think players, we've got the short AFLW season, they can still do a little bit of a pre-season, they'll have a good base, and I reckon the standard's just going to keep improving season after season, round after round.
Yeah.
So we'll be keeping a close eye on that. Obviously, TAC Cup Radio is back. The boys were at Burbank Oval earlier today for the Western Jets and Sandringham Dragons, and for the first time in season 2017, their matches are video streamed as well as the audio feed through the Red Time Sport iPhone app. So looking forward to that coverage continuing to expand, and Cooks and the boys doing a good job, one game per week throughout the 2017 season. So there's plenty to like there. And plenty to like here. 5-9-39 Port Melbourne. The Northern Blues 2-5-17. One more chance to go around the grounds before we take a break.
In the AFL, halftime between the Giants and North Melbourne. And in that contest, it is GWS leading 6-11-47 to 5-4-34. Just underway, in fact, in the third term. The Giants by 13 points. And the Eagles 5-13-43 lead Richmond 5-5-35. An 8-point advantage as we approach halftime at the MCG.
And I'll just jump in before we go to the break, boys. If you're in the area, get down, get supporting Port Melbourne Football Club. They need your help this year. Gary Ayres, super coach, great leader, and as Pete mentioned earlier, all the fun you could have in the world is just down the road.
Oh, absolutely. And get out and have a bit of kick to kick. The kids, bring the kids down. They have genuine tins here. You can get your beverages in a tin. You know, you can stand the out. You can sit on the grass. You've got wonderful grassed areas here too. So it's all part of the fun of coming down and supporting VFL footy throughout season 2017. We'll take a break. Back with the second half next. It's Port Melbourne 5-9-39. The Northern Blues 2-5-17. This is Peter Jackson, VFL Live.
I'm a digital radio. To help explain why it's time to update your old radio, with me is my friend Digital TV.
Hi.
There you go.
Remember when us TVs went digital?
Everyone does. Get to the point.
Suddenly...
It's really great.
All you have to do is head into your nearest retailer
Or check out digitalradioplus.com.au
and upgrade to digital.
Last year, Vision Australia helped more than 33,000 people who are blind or have low vision. So if you find that glasses are no longer helping and you're struggling to complete daily tasks, why not give us a call? Our free services, provided by specialist staff, can help increase your independence. We also offer advice on equipment and provide training in how to travel around safely with limited vision. Vision Australia can help you make a real difference. Call us now, 1300 847466.
Love your sport? Then you'll love SEN.
1-2, Jamie Wickup first. Craig Lowndes
And
second.
you'll find it on digital radio. Simply scroll to SEN, Melbourne's home of sport.
The Red Time Sport iPhone app is here and ready to download. The app allows you to listen to the different sports BPM media broadcasts wherever you are in the world, including VFL and TAC Cup radio and a whole lot more. You can interact with the commentary team in real time via the Red Time Sport iPhone app feedback and social networking buttons. Plus, check out upcoming broadcasts. Catch up with the latest sports headlines from around the world via the Sports News button. The Red Time Sport iPhone app. Download it from the iTunes Store today. Visit bpmmedia.com.au for more details.
I'm a digital radio.
And I'm a digital TV. Now, you may remember when TV went digital.
Yes, and you got a lot more channels and a better picture.
Well, buying a digital radio is the same.
Exactly. I've got up to 30 extra radio stations, plus all your old faves, and I sound amazing.
Yeah, but I look amazing.
Yeah, but this is a radio ad, so no one can see you.
Oh, yeah.
So if you want to hear this station like you have never heard it before,
Buy a digital radio.
head into your nearest retailer and upgrade to digital.
Peter Jackson VFL Live is back for season 2017. Our next match is the round 2 clash between Essendon and Collingwood. That's on Sunday the 23rd of April from 12:45, live from Windy Hill on Aussie Digital, the Red Time Sport iPhone app and video stream through vfl.com.au.
On Aussie Digital, streaming live through vfl.com.au and on the Red Time Sport iPhone app, this is Peter Jackson, VFL Live.
Well, it is half-time here at Northport Oval, and half-time, I reckon there are a lot of people just finding themselves a television and just seeing the mighty Winks go around. And lucky for you, Hilly, who might have had a little bit of ching-ching on the gallops today, that the mighty Winks saluted without actually easing out of first gear, I think.
Oh, she's amazing. Probably the best horse that we've seen go round in the last 15 years. Even better than Mackay Diva.
5-9-39 Port Melbourne. The Northern Blues 2-5-17. What about Black Caviar, though?
Black Caviar was an absolutely outstanding horse. There's no doubt about that, but she wasn't stretched out over distance, and this horse can do it at both ends. So you'd have to say she's a better horse than Black Caviar right at the moment, because Black Caviar's making babies.
Yeah, well, exactly, of course. Yeah, good point. Both teams back out on the ground. Overcast conditions now. It was bright and sunny before. A few concerns perhaps for the weather. We do know the rain is on the way, so it'll make things very, very tricky. Although, from the looks of things, Hilly, it looks like the ground's actually going to be able to stand up to it. We know it does get a heavy workload throughout the season here at Northport Oval. There's a lot of sand in the surface, but it's still looking pretty good.
Yeah, they do always maintain the wings where it does get muddy throughout the season with sand, and I've just walked through an area just at the moment where it is a little sandy, but it certainly doesn't hurt the players at all. They prefer to have some good grip underneath them, and they've got that. It's good surface.
So we'll go around the grounds too while we've got the opportunity as the players just completing their warm-ups here at half-time with a lead now for Port Melbourne of 22 points. The other games in the AFL today, we've got North Melbourne taking on the Giants, and we've got Richmond and West Coast. 6 minutes into the third quarter, 5:35 North Melbourne trailing the Giants 7-12-54. And in the other game at the MCG, it is half-time, and it is Richmond 5-6-36 trailing the Eagles by 7, 5-13-43. They are the scores up to date at the moment. The Cats D's clash coming up in, around, what have we got here? Just over an hour's time.
Just a quick question, Pete. Did Dustin Martin end up making it out on the field?
Not sure. I'm only getting the live scores, but we will check that for you. Why, is there a bit of ching-ching going into that too?
No. We're just wondering whether he would play with that fractured cheekbone. He was talking about wearing a helmet to get through the game. So
yep, he's playing.
He's a tough bugger. So good to see him out there.
So as Leedsy just rejoins us after setting some sort of land speed record out there. He's rejoined us here in the commentary position.
Just regathering my breath, Pete. 60 metres is a long way these days.
Might need to turn the lights on here. It has got very dark.
Very quickly.
Yes.
We've gone from bathed in sunshine to
rain coming in.
Genuine rain on the way.
And you know what the worst part is, Hilly? It's coming right over your shoulder, so you won't see it coming, but we can. And we're not liking what we're seeing.
I might be checking over my shoulder a bit this quarter.
I think you might be getting out there and maybe even assembling in the grandstand just first off, and then sort of going from there.
Hilly, if it does pour when we expect it to in the next little while, does it suit the home side or the visitors?
It definitely would suit the home team. Just the bigger bodies. As it gets wet, the bigger bodies generally take over.
So the team's getting back into position for the second half. 5-9-39 Port Melbourne, the Northern Blues 2-5-17. Here on Peter Jackson VFL Live today. Now on the game to get the season underway this week. And then a big Easter continuation of round number 1. So, well, we're going to have change of conditions because those clouds are really coming in now. And here we go. Looks like it'll be Phillips in the ruck for the Northern Blues, and Charlie Kelso for Port Melbourne. Umpire puts the ball down, a 22-point lead for the Borough.
Beautiful tap down from Phillips to get us started. Kane came through from the half-back flank, couldn't take the footy. Oh, he does second time round. Left foot kick inside to 50, wants a mark, but it's first to the footy for Silvani, and he takes the mark on his chest in his defensive 50. Swings it across to Boakhurst, who's still in that defensive arc. Chips outside it now and finds Cunningham, who started the game on fire. Just quite enough a touch. He finds his target here, and the Blues have it at half-back. Little ball inboard, that's okay. Smith takes the mark. He's been asked to bring it down the line here. He's got a short option if he wants Russell. He ignores that. Takes the more direct route. Phillips has 2 to beat in the air at the back. Sandlands through his hands. Mackay does the roving. He can set sail. He stopped and propped and gave the handball instead. And then it came to Graham. Jack's under all sorts of pressure. Sullivan got him. And then coming through Gallucci. Lightning going off in the background behind the Norm Goss stand.
Is there?
And things are darkening quickly here at Port Melbourne. 5-9-39 to 2-5-17. Early stages, third term.
I didn't see that. As the ball back in. Phillips going over his head near the boundary line. Is out. Yes, it is. Cunningham can't keep it in. We'll have it thrown into attack here for the Blues.
Very deliberate setup by the Blues starting this quarter with the short kicking and possession game.
Just checking that weather radar, just keeping an eye on the thunderstorm warnings as the ball's thrown back into play. Kelso and Phillips. Phillips the body work. Ball falls to ground though. Kane immediately wrapped up in the Fisher tackle. He's going absolutely nowhere and the umpire will throw it up. Point of the square attacking side here for the Blues. 39 plays 17 as the ball's tossed back up. Kelso got the tap down this time. It's Wolfenden trying to clear the area into the middle of Northport Oval. Wicket bounce evades one, two players. It falls to Kane, who kicks across the 50. Oh, wicket bounce again. It suited Hogan. Billy Hogan around one, can't get around two. Handball out to Rivets. And I think he might have been pinged here. He is. The umpire was just
looks a holding.
It's actually going the other way.
Yeah, it's going to Billy Hogan. He was slung after he got rid of it.
Well,
Gee.
Interesting call.
Just unlucky more than anything.
So Billy Hogan, well, he will get the shot at goal.
He wanted to complete the tackle, but maybe Hogan just got rid of it before he did.
Well, he did. Bit unlucky, though. So the kick coming in. Billy Hogan from on the paint of 50, the numerals as the kick off the side of the boot might come off. No one can take the mark. Ball over the head there of Graham. It ends up with Smets. He did well, little handball over the top, trying to get something going here. The Blues, they can. Gallucci, good turn of speed. It's a long ball. It's a one-on-one inside 50. It's almost the mark. Jacks couldn't take it. He still managed to break free, and his kick hit the post. Well, they just needed something going their way there, the Blues. They couldn't get it. Oh, Port Melbourne in all sorts of trouble from the kick in as well. Getting their Smets. He's dragged down in the tackle, and the umpire will throw the ball up. 39 plays 18. Port Melbourne leading. We've played 3 minutes in this third quarter.
Billy Hogan setting off a chain of very ordinary football in the last 30 seconds. We had a chance to start again. Good stuff from Rivet at ground level. Couldn't get the handball away. It spilled out the back. Burrowing in there was Russell. Underground handball okay. In the end, it's flipped out the back. A chance for Boakhurst. Had it knocked away, and then he had it locked away into his chest. Umpire said no real opportunity there. I'll have it, gentlemen.
We've had a couple of ball ups in a row in that vicinity. I can see her holding the ball coming our way shortly.
Here's Kelso into Phillips. Mac Rivet. Oh, well tackled by Phillips. Good stuff from the big fella having an impact. Now Rivet goes to work on Phillips. Rolls a reverse there. And it's a 0-0 draw. They'll come in and toss it up. Still inside the Blues forward 50. We'll give that one to Kelso, I reckon. Out the back, Kane a chance. Boakhurst. It's kicked along the ground, favouring Port Melbourne until Buckley gets a hold of it. Was he taken high? No. Umpire said keep going. Out the back, Armfield got it across to Cunningham. He heard the call from Jones. Right foot, high ball inside the 50. Mackay and Phillips got it! Second bite's okay. Kelso probably not used to having two blokes his own size in the contest, and Phillips is the one to take the footy. A big kick from just outside the arc. Hilly, the breeze making it easier or harder from here?
It's probably the tougher side of the ground to kick from, so he'll need to aim this one out to the left-hand side, and it should come back on the breeze, but he should be able to get the distance.
Just one goal in 2016 from 2 games. Back from that foot injury, he stabs it to the top of the square. Mackay with the sit, couldn't take it, second bite. Now Port Melbourne charged with the responsibility of defending. Good stuff, Sandlands. Handball out the back, worked okay. Billy Hogan's on the end of it, well played young man. Nice little chipping kick to Kane, who meets the footy on the burst at half back. He turns and waits for some numbers to present.
Very good rebound from Port Melbourne, they've set up well.
Kane down the line now. Pinwell can get front and centre. He's away if he's on. No, knocked away. Good stuff, Conway. Just held him up. Handball from Sullivan looking for Pinwell. He had 2 to beat. Was tackled without the footy, I reckon. Came to Sullivan again. Cunningham's there, as is Buckley. And they'll toss it in. Slightly attacking side of centre wing on our commentary side of the ground. 39-18. Early going. 5 minutes gone in this third term.
Ball to be tossed back in. As the Rucks go at it, have to move across. Phillips again, getting the tap down to Russell, wrapped up in the tackle, and the umpire will throw it up. So half forward here for Port Melbourne as they try and hang on to their advantage. Pinwell coming through from the ruck contest. Handball out to Templeton. He goes by hand as well to O'Sullivan. Tom O'Sullivan kicks inside 50.
Great kick from Tom O'Sullivan.
And that's it, Gilly. You know, just a little 20-metre sort of job, and it's getting the job done nicely. And Lyle again, and love that silver service each and every time.
He certainly would, and like I mentioned earlier, he only takes about 3 or 4 steps, so Let's just see how much he puts into this ball, because he's kicking in the breeze, although it has just dropped as we speak.
Kicking from 45 metres out. Very deliberate approach. The kick is a beauty.
Very strong leg on Geordie Lyle. Very strong leg. He's just put that through, not a problem. The wind did just drop a little bit, but he just doesn't seem to have any dramas. If he's into the breeze, he's 45 out. He just clears the fence every time.
Must have been his time at Brisbane. He's kicked 2 today. 6-9-45, playing 2-6-18. Why getting your thoughts, Hilly, as we've played 7 minutes in this third quarter on young Eric Hipwood playing for the Brisbane Lions?
Oh, I was getting very, very worked up with his performance in the last week and the week before that as well. He's been very consistent from the start of the season.
At the time, it was like a giraffe on roller skates. That time, I did see the lightning.
Yes, that's the second one in a couple of minutes. No concerns though, you'll be right, Hilly. As the ball's knocked to ground.
Hope the equipment is.
Out the back, Yacarino. A chance for Templeton to settle at 55. He drives it to Nahas in the pocket, who couldn't take the mark. Was out of bounds on the full. He did well in the end just to get a hand on it.
He was very, very close to that fence, Robin Nahas, as he was falling too.
He nearly went head first into that fence. It just pulled up just in time.
Doing some coaching work alongside that magnificent playing ability he's got. Underneath, one of the best to learn from in Gary Ayres during 2017. Toss back in, Korchek got it down. Graham tried to work to a tackle, got the handball away. Russell tucks that under his arm, bursts away from half-back. Jacks has got the sit, couldn't take the mark. At ground level, Gallucci, a good man in this situation. Little toe poke, couldn't get around the Port Melbourne defence. Jacks is there to lend a hand, fended off, got the handball away. Couldn't find a man initially. In the end, it came to Sumner. He's well tackled, got the handball away. Port Melbourne with numbers. Cook, little handball out the back. Sandlands there in support, brought to ground. Wonderful tackle by Mackay, who didn't give up on the contest, and he'll take the shot from 30 out directly in front.
Super tackle there from Mackay.
Oh, just good presence of mind. They look for Sandilands down there. Been able to get away a couple of times, but not that time.
He's a big man to sneak up on Sandilands, but it was as if Sandilands had no idea he was in the vicinity. Can he finish it off? Directly in front. Nice kick. And he just let Sandilands know about it. That's their third of the afternoon. A much needed one. His first. And it's 3-6-24, trailing 6-9-45 as we tick into the 9-minute mark of this third term.
There's certainly been a lot of feeling in this game, and as you look around the ground now, even the defenders, the Northern Blues defenders, going back, giving it to the senior players at Port Melbourne. There's definitely a lot of feeling.
Yeah, well, as you would, and you know how volatile that situation can become. You get some of these Port Melbourne veterans fired up. There's the ball back in the middle. We'll go around the grounds in a minute.
And you're talking about on the ground. That's before you even move into the stands.
There's the ball back in the middle. Make sure you get a membership. You want to be part of the fun. The Borough membership, they need your support.
More lightning.
Yep, thank you. Keeping the stats on that, Leedsy. Let's see if you can get the clearance in the middle of the ground. No one can break clear, and Toby Pinwell just laying into Billy Smets.
See, if the rain comes, boys, when Toby Pinwell lays that tackle on Billy Smets in half an hour's time, Billy's going to really feel it.
Yep. I think he did there too as Wilson. Trying to put the ball inside 50 for the Blues. Bit of holding on going on Sandilands. Jack's there just doing the holding. And so they should be able to clear the Borough. Time to take a bounce inside defensive 50. Now a little low ball for Luke Tynan. He traps it just before the boundary line. And then goes with a little rubber kick, trying to put it over the head there of Boakhurst. Couldn't do so. Boakhurst going around the body, up towards 50. It took a wicked bounce. It favoured the Port player, then just swung back to the Blues. And Mackay couldn't keep it in, and it's over the boundary line. We'll have it thrown in.
Port have done really well this quarter. We're nearly 11 minutes in, only allowed the one goal and got one themselves. So they've done very well defensively. Been under a lot of pressure.
No thunder yet as the ball's tossed back in. There's Wilson, got it from the ruck, tap out. It's a wobbling ball. He kicked it from 50, but they've got the numbers down there. Mychek takes the defensive mark.
Oh, dangerous kick. Turnover might be on, although the Borough just good enough. Under pressure, well played. Tynan got the handball. Away they go now. They're off to the races. Sullivan kicks to the wing. If this sits for Pearson, it's dangerous for the Blues. It won't. Hilly right there, and the ball just went end over end one too many times.
Oh, did it? What did it do?
Just a little end over ender. Not too dramatic in that end over end. Just one or two that Pearson didn't need.
The kick was just a little heavy. A little soft kick there, and he was totally away.
Not enough end-over-end control in that one as the ball comes to ground. Good tackle from the big fella from Port, and Wilson's at the bottom of it.
Around the grounds. We go ground to ground.
Half-time, the Eagles by 7 points and the Giants by a couple of goals. 20 gone in the third term against North Melbourne. Little handball over the top here from Templeton, looking for and finding Sullivan out the back. Rivet goes with his right foot deep into the pocket, knocked away by Buckley initially. Did he try and get the mark? Oh, he ran it over. Not too much of an attempt to try and fool the umpire or keep it in. The umpire says, no one pin you for that one, Dylan. Let's toss it in. Deep in the forward pocket. Fred Cook end. Underneath some dark clouds here at Northport Oval. The Borough attacking. Game in hand just at the moment. Out the back. Charging through. Good stuff from Sheehan. Long ball. High ball rather than long. Got it outside the 50. Out the back. The Blues had to sit for a moment. Big Phillips. Geez, had a game. Got it to Korchek. The big man working in tight quarters. Eventually, they got it to better hands in Graham. Long ball inside the 50 and Jacks takes this one. He's had a couple of chances today, but the hands just aren't as sticky as he might have liked. That time, he was able to reel it in. He'll kick from just on the arc. Certainly no issues with the distance.
Really smart play there, playing from behind on that occasion. If the kick's going to come from the middle of the ground and it's going to be a long one, you really want to be over the back at the moment.
So Jacks, who kicked one from about 70 earlier in the game, that was in the first term. This one's only just outside the arc. He stabs a ball that goes straight through the middle. No problems there for the Blues. A much needed one for them. 4-6-30. Trailing 6-9-45. We've gone 13 and a half minutes in this third term.
For all his dominance, Hilly, the margin's 15 points.
Yes, it's not the biggest margin. It does appear just in watching that Port Melbourne are well on top, but they've just leaked the last couple of goals and it's back to 15 points. So game on again. They need to steady if Port Melbourne want to win this game and get the Borough fans down for the next round.
More lightning. It's up to 4.
Rain imminent here at Northport Oval. People just staking out some places in the Norm Goss stand. I think they'll be moving pretty swiftly in a few moments. Ball back in the middle. Good bounce by the umpire too. For his trouble, he's planted himself on his backside as Pinwheel kicks across the ground. A little one-on-one contest. Arnfield just trying to push to the front. He did really well in the end. It's good composure. He gets out of trouble. His kick smothered though by Pinwheel, who came in at the last minute and put it over the boundary line.
That's the thing with Toby Pinwheel. He just does not give up on the contest.
Doesn't at all.
He made that contest when he shouldn't have.
Ball to be thrown back in. Centre wing. On the outer side of the ground. We're commentating from today. Again, the two big ruckmen go at it. Give that one maybe to Kelso, putting in front of him. Fisher did really well for the Blues. He needed Boakhurst, putting it inside the 50. It's a dangerous footy. Lucas Cook there at the back to trap it for the Borough. They should be able to get the clearance going on here. Oh, dangerous though. Thomas Gordon was in all sorts of trouble. He was tackled to ground. It's near the line. We'll have it thrown in. So they end up halving the contest there, the Blues. We'll have it thrown in half forward. 6-9-45 plays 4-6-30 in this third quarter. It's 15 gone.
Really good tackling from the Blues. It'd be interesting to see what their tackle count was because they've certainly put in.
Phillips and Kelso give that one to Charlie, got it down. Pinwheel got a little handball out the back to Wilson, who just tracked over the footy, working hard at ground level now. Who's going to get a hold of it? Good tackling from Wilson, he locked it in. Made sure that Murdoch was going nowhere, and they'll toss it up.
Are you standing right near the gate, Hilly, where you are right now?
Should I be?
I think you should be. Don't look over your shoulder.
Phillips knocked it down. Long shot here, misses to the right-hand side, just kept travelling. And one behind. The end result, more lightning out the back this time.
Just feel the temperature dropping a little bit too, boys.
You'll be okay though, Hilly.
You're wearing shorts, you're fine. As Myercheck kicks long outside the 50. Phillips creating the contest. It falls to O'Sullivan for Port Melbourne, who was tackled. Got the handball across to Vioja Rainbow, who put it into the path of a running Pearson, who takes a bounce, forced now to go inboard, goes the handball over the top to Kane. Ooh. Life membership today of the VFL. He was slung as he kicks, but he still managed to get it inside 50.
Wow.
But it's out of bounds on the full. And it's Silvani to take the free kick.
Good work from the boundary umpires then. Certainly the umpire that gave the decision could not have seen that, but it was on the indication from the boundary umpire further down the ground.
There's the kick from Silvani. And that's out of bounds on the full too. That one a little more clear cut. Lucas Cook to take the free kick for the Borough. Kicks across the ground, finds Myercheck. Still at half back here for Port Melbourne. Cross stand, they look to switch into the path here of Sandlands. He's got a bit of work to do, but got some numbers. Kick around the body is okay. Here's Templeton. Eli from Brodie Murdoch. That's ignored.
Great
Two
kick.
teammates. As here's Icarino. That was a good kick. Right in front of our commentary position, kicking into the middle of the ground. One-on-one contest, actually 2-on-1 now with the fall of the ball. Handball over the top. Here's Templeton again. He just needed to pick it up. He couldn't do so. Ball taken off him by Boakhurst. Working there is Fisher. Off hands. Got to be tight with the handball. It's not good.
Holding the ball.
And it is holding the footy. Yeah, Silvani was brought down. Wanting to get on with it quickly is Nahas. Oh, he takes off too. He's dragged down. Still managed to get the kick away. Dribbles it inside 50. They come out. Sheehan to meet the footy. Now there's some numbers over the top. Boakhurst has got to find his way through. He manages to get the kick. It's going right near the boundary line. Out on that Norm Goss side of the ground. And we will have it thrown in just into attack here for the Blues. 6:9:45 Port Melbourne. 4:7:31 the Northern Blues. We've played 17 minutes in this third quarter on Peter Jackson VFL Live.
The effort at ground level, boys, is there for the Blues. They just need to show a bit more composure going forward. They just seem to panic and take a riskier option than they should.
Rivet read it best off the ruck contest, couldn't get it away with any cleanliness. Kane got it from Yacarino, got it back to Pinwell. He kicks the half forward, coming out to meet the footy. Sheehan, though, he's had a good couple of minutes. Attacking the footy hard off half back, and he swings us across the ground to our commentary side, where the mark is taken by Glass McCasco. His little ball is okay. And he finds Armfield, who retreats to Silvani.
It's amazing that they would attack from this side of the ground. It's certainly much easier at Port Melbourne to attack from the outer side.
Smith, dodgy ball for Sheehan. Nahas in the way, spilled for Kane. He couldn't hold on to it. Little flick over the top for Nahas. He got it to Lyle. Lyle wanders to the top of the square, ignores the Pearson option and says, "I'll put another one in the kit bag, thank you." So an error from Smets leads to a Port Melbourne goal, and it's back out to 20 points. 7:9:51 to 4:7:31. We've gone 18 minutes in this third term.
Probably a smart play there from Geordie Lyle too, not to give the handball off, because the only error could come if the handball was made erratically.
Let's go around the grounds.
Eagles by 7 points, 6 minutes gone in the third term against the Tigers. And the Giants by 14 points, approaching three-quarter time against North Melbourne.
As we now have the rain clouds hovering over us. No rain yet. Back in the middle. Working here, Kelso. To try and get Korchek out of the way. Couldn't do so. Blues going inside the 50. Trying to come out there and take the mark for Viojo Rainbow. Missed it altogether. It's into the safe hands of Sandilands, who kicks into the middle of the ground. Dangerous footy. Kane overrunning it. Got it back, though, from Rivet. Oh, no, had his pocket picked there by Armfield. He was worried off the footy. Now a little toe poke in front there from Wolfenden, trying to set Pinwell a task, and he did. He lost a handle on it. Armfield just throws it on the boot up to half forward, and it's a good kick, too, because coming out to meet him is Kerr. Kerr kicking inside the 50. It's a high, deep ball into the pocket. Noah could take it. Mackay was the tall option, but it's the short options that win out, and they've done this well. The kick going to Tom Wilson, the skipper. He'll line up and have a shot 25 outs.
Probably one of the more composed entries, really. I mean, it was very sensible use of the ball. Spotted Wilson, who can now go back with a little sense of authority and bang this one home.
The margin is 20 points before this kick. Tom Wilson steps in now. His kick. Nope. Missed it left.
It's a real let off there from the Blues, because they've done everything right. The lowering of the eyes to spot up the kick, give a set shot, and really should capitalise there.
Viojo Rainbow found Eli Templeton from the kick out. Port, you would think, away.
Rivet. It's Mack. Has it at half back. Still well and truly in the top 10 best names in the VFL.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's Mack. He came to Templeton. Down the line, long ball looking for Lyle, worked underneath it by Jones, out the back chance for Sullivan. He's got 3 to beat though, so he got it away to Pearson, sold a bit of candy. Oh, sold a second bit of candy. Little ball inside the pocket, Nahas, who doesn't mind the candy shop himself. Just no room to move.
It's a bit of a query on where are the Blues defenders. There was 2 Port Melbourne players completely free, top of the goal square. They've got back now, but if Nahas was able to keep that in, that was a certain goal.
Weather closing quickly as we approach three-quarter time. Lyle took it out of the ruck. Was it in the back? He kicked the goal, so
it was in the back. It
will count for precious little against Lyle. Korchek to bring it back in, and the Blues just breathe a sigh of relief late in his third term as the wind starts to play havoc with the paper in the box. Korchek gives the handball to Buckley, asking his players to move. He found his teammate Sheehan, who's had a good couple of minutes, and he just puts a little exclamation mark on that with a ball down the line. Paulson, long ball, nice kick. And Harry Mackay's worked his way into this contest. He goes on his left foot, looking for Wilson. Up in the air, that's no good for him. And it's fisted away easily by Murdoch. Yeah, Wilson just pointing to the grass in front of him rather than the sky above him. Harry and Tommy just working in slightly different meterage there.
It is extremely dark here, boys. I really do think they should put the lights on. It has got really dark.
The other interesting thing to keep in mind here is the Port forward setup too. We'll come back to that in a moment. As Korchek got the tap down, roving it beautifully was Cunningham, and he missed. Oh wow, that was an opportunity.
He missed 2 sitters in a row, Pete. And that would have had him back within a goal and a half and right in the game.
That was straight down his throat. Yeah, just the forward setup for Port Melbourne. When you've got Dylan Conway, you've got Jordan Lyle, you've got Robin Nahas, where my man fits into the combination as well. It's looking quite potent. They've got a number of options there. Charlie Kelso resting down there. Waddell, we know, can kick goals.
Yeah, I get the feeling Gary Ayres gives his players the feeling that they're never too far away from what they're doing at the top level, and those small pressurised based forwards are going to get a real run in 2017. Korchek knocked it down. Coming through, Cunningham. Did he give the fend off there? He did.
Well, fend off or holding. Didn't he grab it out of the ruck?
It'll be a free kick either way for my man, Mac Rivet.
Mac taking his time, Mac. At defensive 50, Mac. Now he kicks the ball, Mac. He kicks the ball up towards centre wing, looking for Kelso. Korchek there, just creating the spoil, and the ball's over the boundary line. Right in front of the Port Melbourne bench, coaching team, staff. I'd love to get a win in round number 1. Still not done yet. Plenty of time to go. As Kelso got the better of the ruck contest, but there's going to be a holding the footy, a throw out actually. It is a throw. It's a free kick going the way of Port Melbourne. Norm Gostan's side of the ground. The kick comes in from Wolfenden. It's a high ball. Falls to the back. Oh, they've got numbers here. Here's Pearson. He may as well just stream into goal and miss. He missed. They ran across. 3 across. The poor players. He decided to go himself. He missed.
He just probably needed to take another 3 or 4 steps there. He had a lot of time.
52 plays 33. Port Melbourne leading. 24 gone in the third term.
Sheehan's given some real bounce out of that half back line, and hasn't Harry Mackay worked his way into it in the third term. Little chip kick, no good though. Coughed it up. Waddell takes it, goes around on his right foot, kicks down the line wanting a mark, and he doesn't get one. It's fisted away. Good stuff by Silvani. Pearson at ground level though, spun out of trouble nicely. Goes on his right boot inside the 50, and Lyle takes it. Half a centimetre to spare inside the boundary line, deep in the left forward pocket at the Fred Cook end.
Great evasive skills from Pearson there, and the spot up kick to Lyle was fantastic.
Tigers by a point against West Coast, Giants by 15 against North before Lyle takes the kick. 24 gone. He tries to go around, and he's done that once or twice in his life, I reckon. A magnificent finish for Jordan. That's his 4th of the afternoon all of a sudden. 26 gone. Port kick a very important goal as we tick towards three-quarter time. The Northern Blues 4-9-33, Port 8-10-58.
Looks like it's snuffed out the challenge, Hilly, but I noticed, I think the breeze has dropped, though, in this third quarter, it seems.
Yeah, just in the last 10 minutes or so, ever since Geordie had a shot at goal probably about 8-9 minutes ago, the breeze just lightened off a little bit and certainly not carrying as far forward for the Northern Blues as what it was earlier.
It's a real sort of threat of rain, thunderstorm sort of stuff. The wind starts to die off.
Yeah, I can feel the lightning behind me then.
Free kick going the way of Port Melbourne. Centre square infringement. Pinwheel just gets the ball moving quickly. Now a long ball from Tynan inside 50. They're chopping in the arms. There might be. Silvani will take the free kick. I think he will. Works into the back pocket here for the Northern Blues. We tick down towards three-quarter time. He kicks outside the 50 up to centre wing. Phillips forced to do the punching work from the back. And here is Smets. He's wrapped up in the tackle, holding the footy. And guess who? Toby Pinwell just trying to extract it and get it going. He's going to be forced to wait because he wasn't the one that did the tackling work. Look up Brodie Myercheck did it. So don't steal my thunder. Or lightning, as the case might be, Brodie. As the kick comes in. Working here off hands. Plenty of numbers for the Blues. Trying to just clear the area. And up at defensive 50, almost turned over and turned over again. Good tackling pressure from both teams. They pile in on top and the umpire will throw it up. On 50 for Port.
There's a high tackle on Billy Hogan there, but not surprised the umpire couldn't see it because I couldn't even see the umpire. It's that dark at the moment.
58 plays 33. Pinwheel, it ends up with him. Ball to the back. This is a high ball. I think it was O'Sullivan who kicked it. Ball off a fist. Oh, straight to the path of Kane, whose kick towards goal has been cut off by Boakhurst. Last line of defence. They're hanging on grimly. It's Dylan Buckley in the back pocket. He kicks a long ball outside the 50. It carried the initial pack, and it's going to be turned over again. Burrow back inside 50.
Oh, a little
Almost.
Turnover. And Russell is there to get in the way. Harry Mackay tried to go the barrel. Oh, that was an Australian sneaking in off the boundary line. Got his man holding the ball. Deep ball inside for Port Melbourne. Not taken initially. Smets is tackled by Nahas right up against the line. Closing in on three-quarter time. The rope is stretching. Northern Blues fans just hanging in there at the moment. They'll toss it up. Deep in the left forward pocket. Plenty of confusion about who's going in the ruck. And there's going to be a free kick as a result, and it's going to Port Melbourne. So I reckon there was some utilisation of the third man up rule, and there's trouble.
There just wasn't a legitimate ruckman there for Port Melbourne, and I think the Northern Blues players got a little confused as to who was
Phillips
going up.
And
yeah, O'Sullivan was the nominated player to go up and was blocked. So.
Is that Phillips down at ground level, Hilly?
It is. He just looks a little winded at the moment.
He's just making his way up slowly. Hope he's all right, obviously coming back from injury. And he really has given everything he's had today. And this is an unfortunate free kick for the Blues, who were hanging on before.
You know what else is unfortunate, Leedsy? I think we're scheduled to talk to Gary Ayres at three-quarter time.
Might be difficult work as the clouds just continue to close. We haven't seen rain yet, but it can't be far away. Fisted towards the line.
You can feel it. You can feel the temperature. All of a sudden, it's about 10 degrees.
It's all right. We're all right, Hilly. We'll just shut our windows here. We're fine, mate.
I'll tell you what it does feel like, Hilly. Not only has that breeze started to change, but I reckon it's almost changed to the other end of the ground rather than just slowing down. Ball deep into the pocket. Chance for the Blues to defend here. Have to resolutely. Little handballing attempt. Yep. Does enough, does it? No. Holding the footy. Port Melbourne free kick deep in the pocket. This time it'll be Pearson.
Just on a serious note, I wonder what the ruling is about lightning being in the area, because
we saw an AFLW game called off or certainly postponed during the season.
I would suggest that maybe once this three-quarter time siren goes, there might be a determination made on that.
Oh, Pearson across the face. Lucky to score a behind in the end, but he does, and Buckley will bring it back in. So it's 8-12 or 8-11-59 to 4-9-33, and we've gone 30 minutes in this third turn.
It's Paulson. Receives from the kick out. He goes across the ground. A good tester of the breeze. He's coming in. Kieran Shingen takes the mark.
Kieran Chern's been very solid today off half-back. Very solid.
I'm going to suggest, Hilly, that they may be your final moments out there on the boundary line. You might be coming in to join us as Wolfenden comes in. He's trying to pick up the footy. Now the Blues with an opportunity. Tricky in this breeze. Dennis Armfield, though, made up a heap of ground. Couldn't quite take the mark. A finger tipper because Luke Totter went over the top of him. He still did well to get the kick away, but he's turned over the footy the last line of defence.
They really need to get the lights on here. It is so dark.
Jordan
I
Lyle.
can barely see the other side of the ground.
Jordan Lyle has taken the mark. He's playing down back, possibly preparing for the final quarter already. He's kicking the Maya check direction. He had his arms chopped. He'll take the free kick. This siren can't come quick enough now. 30 gone. 59 plays 33. And it's almost night time as the kick goes up the line. And that's a good mark taken.
Sort of call from the crowd. What happened to the siren?
Player number 30 on my team list has changed jumpers. It looks like it too. Oh, here is Sabra, and that is some lightning. Hilly, you're going back. I would at least say head back into the Goss stand.
Oh, thank God that's happened.
And that is three-quarter time here. Come and join us, Hilly, over on our side of the grounds.
As long as it's not raining, I will grab Gary straight out of the three-quarter time break.
All right, but thunderbolts and lightning are very, very frightening.
If the game is still going.
Well, that's the other determination here, because it is now, without the rain, still looking very, very ominous. We'll give you the score. It's 8-11-59 playing 4-9-33. So in that quarter, it was 3 goals, 2 for Port Melbourne. For the Northern Blues, they kicked 2 goals, 4 in that quarter. So the margin now, I have it as 26?
Yep.
26 points.
More lightning.
Led by 1 at quarter time, 22 at half time, and now 26 at three-quarter time. I think the umpires, just looking, keep an eye on the umpires here, Leeds, to see whether they'll go back inside. For Port, 4 goals to Jordan Lyle, and 3 of those in that quarter. Singles to Tom O'Sullivan, Mitch Wolfenden, Robin Nahas, and Blake Pearson.
They're talking to the captain. Sorry to interrupt, Pete. So the umpires are discussing what's going on with Penwell and Wilson.
Well, that's happening. Kristen Jacks has 2 for the Blues, and singles to Mackay and Sumner. And I would suggest that they should come from the ground. Hilly, if you're heading into a huddle, maybe head back towards the middle of the ground. See what the umpires are saying to the captains. Lights are coming on too, but let's see what the determination is.
Game on for the moment, but they've issued a warning. Definitely issued a warning to both captains that the game could be stopped.
Okay, well, we'll take a break. What we'll do is we'll clear the break, and we'll come back and we'll see what the situation is. But dark clouds hovering over Northport Oval. A 26-point lead to Port Melbourne. 8-11-59 playing 4-9-33. A break. Back with more next on Peter Jackson VFL Live.
Love your sport? Then you'll love SEN.
Looks to be the last game of the first set. Our Mugger lead 5-3.
And you'll find it on digital radio. Simply scroll to SEN, Melbourne's home of sport.
I'm a digital radio. To help explain why it's time to update your old radio, with me is my friend Digital TV.
Hi.
Where you go?
Remember when us TVs went digital?
Everyone does. Get to the point.
Suddenly, you got lots more channels for free.
Yes.
Well, it's the same with digital radio.
When you buy a digital radio, you can get all your favourite stations, plus up to 30 extra ones, playing all kinds of music, live sport and talk.
That's pretty great.
It's really great.
All you have to do is head into your nearest retailer.
Or check out digitalradioplus.com.au.
And upgrade to digital.
Last year, Vision Australia helped more than 33,000 people who are blind or have low vision. So if you find that glasses are no longer helping and you're struggling to complete daily tasks, why not give us a call? Our free services, provided by specialist staff, can help increase your independence. We also offer advice on equipment and provide training in how to travel around safely with limited vision. Vision Australia can help you make a real difference. Call us now, 1300 8474
The Red Time Sport iPhone app is here and ready to download. The app allows you to listen to the different sports BPM media broadcasts wherever you are in the world, including VFL and TAC Cup radio and a whole lot more. You can interact with the commentary team in real time via the Red Time Sport iPhone app feedback and social networking buttons. Plus, check out upcoming broadcasts. Catch up with the latest sports headlines from around the world via the Sports News button. The Red Time Sport iPhone app. Download it from the iTunes Store today. Visit bpmmedia.com.au for more details.
I'm a digital radio.
And I'm a digital TV. Now, you may remember when TV went digital.
Yes, and you got a lot more channels and a better picture.
Well, buying a digital radio is the same.
Exactly. I've got up to 30 extra radio stations, plus all your old faves, and I sound amazing.
Yeah, but I look amazing.
Yeah, but this is a radio ad, so no one can see you.
Oh, yeah.
So if you want to hear this station like you have never heard it before,
buy a digital radio.
Head into your nearest retailer and upgrade to digital.
Peter Jackson VFL Live is back for season 2017. Our next match is the round 2 clash between Essendon and Collingwood. That's on Sunday the 23rd of April from 12:45, live from Windy Hill on Aussie Digital, the Red Time Sport iPhone app and video stream through vfl.com.au.
Peter Jackson VFL Live, online, on digital radio and the Red Time Sport iPhone app.
Well, we hope anyway. Gosh, the weather has closed in here at North Port Oval and the rain is coming. I think it might have arrived. It is three-quarter time, 8:11:59, playing 4-9-33, 26 points the lead for Port Melbourne in this opening round clash on Peter Jackson VFL Live. But it is very, very overcast, thunder and lightning around. The players, in conjunction with the umpires, making the decision to stay out on the ground for the meantime. But I think we'll make another determination, Michael Leeds, once we get some indication of this quarter about to get underway.
Peter, I have no idea what the framework is around. I mean, I assume it's just safety.
Well, just Hilly, I think you're going to be hovering around Gary Ayres in the huddle. Feel free to jump in whenever you get a chance. He's off just chatting to a few of his players before he heads back to the box. If in fact you get the chance.
Play smart.
Good, guys. Yeah, just joined by Gary Ayres now, mate. The lightning and thunder's coming. Your boys have brought plenty of thunder and lightning throughout the game so far. Been very impressive.
Yeah, I think we've sort of been defensively really, really good. We probably haven't been as offensively good, but it's pretty blustery, and as you can see, the raindrops are coming. So we've just got to cash in on the scoring opportunities we create by our defensive work.
Certainly, you mentioned defensively. Brady Mychuk's been fantastic off half-back.
Yeah, he has. And look, he's our running best and fairest, so we know how important he is. He gets a good run at the ball and takes it. And then, of course, he slingshots us into attack.
Beautiful. Thanks for your time, guys.
Yeah, thank you there, Hilly, as well. As the rain is coming in, you can hear it off our window now. We've put the effects mics in. Everything's in. And this is the fun part, because Hilly's got to sprint around the ground now to try and get back to us. By the way, in the Davis Cup, win for Steve Johnson and Jack Sock. One on the board for the USA. It's 2-1 in favour of the Aussies, with the reverse to come tomorrow. We're away in the final quarter, Leedsy.
Lightning is fairly striking everywhere at the moment. There's belting rain. We'll try and bring you what we can in the last term. Port Melbourne with the ascendancy at the moment. They're working across the ground, and the first shot is going to be a behind to get us underway in the last quarter. It's 60-33. We've gone less than a minute.
Oh, now the lightning right over the top of the stadium. Hilly, where are you positioned?
We didn't make it. Ball heading towards the outer flank here as the Blues try and just knock it on and on and on, but they're being held up at the wing. Spills from the contest. Who's going to come up with the footy? Was there a free kick? Big Korchek just sticks his boot into it and gets it going inside the 50. The Blues chasing a loose footy deep inside their forward 50. Gallucci, a likely type. Can he keep it in? One way, then the other. Spins it round, but he lost a handle on it. Port Melbourne defence is there. Well played, Penrell. Got the handball away. Sandilands bombs a long ball and then gets it to centre wing, where it's picked up nicely. Down the line they go. Pearson a chance. He squares them off through the middle of centre half forward, but a wonderful mark from Sheehan. He goes back with the flight and takes the mark.
Here's the fun part, because the rain is hammering on our commentary box windows, which makes it a little tricky. The ball over the top here, picked up by Graham. Graham looking to squeeze a ball in, he has. And the mark's been taken inside the 50. That's good movement of the footy in these tough conditions, and it's Andrew Gallucci to take it. And well, this is an important kick. I think from the noise around, I think Hilly's made it to the grandstand. As the kick from Andrew Gallucci. Tough conditions now in the driving rain. His kick is good. Oh, I think he brought it back. He did. Great kick. And they got their fifth. They are 5-9-39. trailing Port Melbourne 8-12-60. Final quarter action here on Peter Jackson, Thunder and Lightning VFL Live.
Any word, Hilly?
Oh dear, I think he's back. From the sounds of things, it sounds as if he's back in the grandstand with everyone, which is probably a sensible option. There you are.
Are you there, boys?
Oh, good.
We found you. Where are you?
Mate, I'm heading back round to the outer wing
you?
for protection at the moment. It is really heavy rain a few moments ago. It's just easing off a little bit at the moment, but the clouds look quite dark, and I think we're going to get a hell of a lot more in the next 25 minutes.
Get to shelter, Hilly.
Pinwell's loving the contest in the wet so far. He funnels this handball out the back, but the kick from his man is no good. But there's a free kick down the ground here for Templeton, and he was the one pushed, so Billy Hogan's on the end of it. He goes to half forward, and Mac Rivet takes the mark. His 60 from home. Players calling for it out the back. He kicks a high ball. Lyle has the run out at and takes it on the chest. In the end, he didn't even need to jump. Just read it in superior fashion to Sheehan, and he can kick from 25 out directly in front. This will deflate the Blues after Gallucci's little marvel from the pocket just moments ago. Lyle can kick a goal. He's got 4 so far this afternoon and 3 behinds as well, so he's had plenty of opportunity. This one from directly in front, just a wet footy to counter, and he makes no mistake. So the Blues move on to 9-12. Port Melbourne 9-12, 66, and the Blues 5-9, 39. I think that's about 4 minutes gone in this final term.
That'll do. That will do.
There might be a bit of that, folks. Oh, it's fair to say that seeing conditions are difficult.
So you made it out. Where have you made it to, Hilly?
I'm just at full forward for the Northern Blues. I don't anticipate on seeing too much of the football at this end, but there's no one around me. And
You found shelter.
I found shelter.
All right, well, here come the Blues. They're heading your way, Hilly. Is this ball heading towards the boundary line, right near the function room, open till 10:30 tonight too. Bit of fun for the fans, the Hardy fans who've stuck around. Right in front of our commentary position, trying to tap it away is Silvani. Been pretty good today. Can't keep it in. We'll have it thrown in right in front of our commentary position, which is thankful at this stage. So we actually see what's going on. Umpire gets into position. Under a bit of pressure right in front of the commentators. He did a good job. Ball just spinning back into play. In that front position to Korchek. No one can get clear. And no one's going to break free of this contest. The umpire holds. A little rolling maul occurs. Rivet did well. Get it out of the tight corners. Worked it there into Partha Silvani. Lost a handle on it. They've still got time. Russell. Steady. Putting it up the ground. Mark, no, not paid for Bokhurst. It ends up in the hands here of Kerr, who kicks the ball inside 50. Jones takes a good mark. Now he has to wheel back. He's taking his time. Jones, the kick going long into the pocket. Whistle, free kick, Port Melbourne's way. For a push out. The Borough in the back pocket. The weather closing in.
Port Melbourne trying to get themselves out of trouble. A long ball along the outer side. Well played. Pearson took the mark underneath the coach's box. Gives a handball to the runner, Wolfenden, who tucks it under the arm and then drives it along the wing. Lyle's come a long way from home. It scoots past him on the bounce towards the boundary line. They'll toss it in. Just having a look at the footage that's being beamed into your lounge rooms. The guys are doing a great job because they're making it a lot clearer on the screen than it is here at the ground. You're getting the best experience you possibly can. Hope you're enjoying round 1 of the Peter Jackson VFL.
We sure as hell are.
I'm just getting some feedback through on my phone too, boys, for any racing enthusiasts. Sydney Cup not on. Something tragic has happened with the Sydney Cup.
Okay.
We'll follow that up.
Boy, there's a lot of sport to cover at the moment.
Yeah, fair bit going on. No doubt centre stage is here on a Saturday afternoon. The Borough taking on the Blues, who are trying to build themselves from half back. Under pressure, little kick from Graham around the corner. Good courage there. Myercheck takes the mark. He's at half forward. He's going to go inside the 50. Kane couldn't quite take it in the hands. It's knocked down to Nahas. He gets through traffic. Darts around. Right foot around the corner, but Korchek is there to take the mark. And Big Matty takes it and gives the handball away. Bokhurst got it away from Buckley. A long kick now for the Blues to half forward, going back with a flight. Good mark. Really required a bit of courage there and a bit of skill from Sumner. He goes on his right boot and heads across the ground looking for a mark. He's not going to get it in these conditions, but big Harry Mackay did well. He swings it around. Chance for Jones one way then the other. No, good defensive work. Fisted towards the line. Good stuff from Murdoch, and they'll toss it in 15 around from the point post with the Blues attacking but trailing 39-66.
More lightning rounds.
The rain's just starting up again, boys, and it feels like it's going to get very heavy.
So Jones to go to work in the ruck. Oh, Waddell flew over the top of him and got it down. Sumner was there, got a kick forward. Out of bounds on the full. That's no slight on his character in these conditions, let me tell you.
Might have been a little stiff there too. It looked like it took a little ricochet just from my angle.
Once this band of showers goes, that's about it. But it's going to take a while.
That should be about 2018, but a look at things, Pete.
As the arc gets built there by Hilly and his mates down at full forward as a free kick for holding the footy. It'll go the way of the Blues, and it's Tom Wilson who kicks off the side of the boot, but it'll work nicely. Do you think he meant that, Hilly? As Billy Smets has it tight on the boundary line, kick from just outside 50.
I'm not sure he didn't.
And he wants to go on with it, so he's kicking up to the teeth of goal. No one can take the mark. Off hands, it's bobbling around in there. It falls out the back fortuitously here for the Blues, but Mackay couldn't pick it up. It's now on the deck. No one can get clear. It's ricocheting around. Mackay there again. Lost a handle on it. Tom O'Sullivan picks it up. They're diving in. It's hard and tough conditions, and you just clear the area and go as far as you can, but he's put it out on the full. It's out of bounds on the full.
Bit of panic there in the Port Melbourne back line. A lot of panic. Just not able to get a clean possession.
You'll be pleased to know, Hilly, we're taking on water here in the commentary box as Jax takes the mark. Too far out to score. Going to put the ball in short. That's okay. Mark taken by Smets. Billy Smets, well, he knows he can't get the distance, but he's just going to put it across the 50. Looking for a mark. There's a bit of holding going on. It's going to be a free kick going Port Melbourne's way. Wanting to go on with it was Thomas Gordon. He put it up towards the grandstand side. Here's Sheehan. Almost brought down. And turn the footy over. A chance here for the Borough. As a handball goes inboard. Here's Dylan Conway, whose kick dribbles inside the 50. It's going to come straight back out again. Well done there by the Blues just to hack it out of there. Murdoch, he got his hands on it. It is kicking in danger, correct, Hilly, in the middle of the grounds. That one, rather obvious, I would have thought. We'll go around the grounds in a moment. But Murdoch going long, high, deep. But they got the mark. No, one grab, not the second there for Lyle. Templeton trying to create a nuisance of himself. Good work here from the defence for the Blues as they just try and get it outside the 50. I think it's going to come straight back in. Templeton rode the bump and will get the free kick advantage paid. Working here, Billy Gordon trying to bring the ball back all the way to the teeth of goal. Mark. Oh, Lyle again.
He's had a great day.
He certainly has. And he'll line up pretty much directly in front, top of the goal square. So he's just going back. As Lyle, 3 or 4 steps. That won't be a problem here, Hilly. Puts it straight over the top of the goal umpire's hats. And they move to 10-12-72, playing 5-9-39. That is goal number 6 for Jordan Lyle for today. Amazingly, Hilly, 5 of those goals in the second half.
Yeah, he's been the dominant player of the second half and certainly in contention for best on ground today.
Boys around the grounds quickly, not far from here, but still being very significantly rained on. The Tigers by 6 points against West Coast, and the Giants are just about home. They've done enough, I think. 23 gone in the fourth quarter, and they lead North Melbourne by 30 points. The Melbourne and Cats game not far away. And we here absorb a bit more rain. High ball, the game done now. 72-39. Port Melbourne are going to open 2017 with a victory. Long left foot kick from Sandilands. Goes to half forward. Carried all the way over the line. Out of bounds on the full. The club in some significant financial trouble would start with a win. A call to arms for all fans in 2017 from Gary Ayres and his administration to get everyone on board to support this wonderfully historic club. Down the line here, great effort in the air from Harry Mackay. Couldn't hang on to it.
One of the horses broke down. Almonquith broke down in the Sydney Cup, Hilly, just to update you on that. So it was called a no race in the end.
Yep. Okay.
Sad news. So here at Port Melbourne, Pingmore just loves these conditions. Barrels it forward. Pearson goes to work at ground level with Nahas. The two of them might like this situation. Little kick around the corner. Heads to the opposite pocket. Not taken. Spills out the back. Chance for a shot on goal from Yacarino. Missed to the right-hand side.
That Beck Property Group sign's getting a lovely work over down there at the...
It is.
At the right of screen, it's certainly been peppered.
As this kick out, Mychek created the spill. Wow. And they try and clear the ball here. The Blues, they can't do so. The ball's hacked out. Sanderland's playing the quarterback role. He's dragged down from behind. It's a free kick advantage paid. Korchek was the player there. Works in the middle of the ground. Wow. It's a dangerous footy. And again, it's been turned over. Right in the middle of Northport Oval. The Lights taking over now big time. Cunningham, one of the players. Polson there as well. Has been pretty good here for the Blues. Puts it out to that outer side. A good tackle. Good pressure. What does the umpire say? Holding the footy. And it's going to be a free kick going the way of Tynan for Port Melbourne. At least I think it is. It's hard to tell with the rain hitting our window here in the commentary box. His kick, putting it up the line, goes out of bounds. We'll have it thrown in.
The rain's really set in here, boys.
Yeah.
And it looks like it'll be here for the remainder of the game.
Well, if we could just ease off in about a half an hour's time when we're just wandering back to our vehicles, I'd appreciate it. Ball toss back in. Kelso getting the tap down for Port Melbourne. As they've coughed up the footy now, the kick going across the ground and coughed it up again. Dangerous. Pearson, though, was worried off the footy in the end, but they've still got the numbers here, the Borough. They can just go in and get the footy. It's a tight one at the moment. Jake O'Brien, the 23rd player, picks it up. He's found a player in space. I think it's Pearson. There's a long ball from 50. It's a high ball, and it's missing just to the near side.
Might have been Eli Templeton.
Might have been Templeton. It's hard to see with the...
it is.
This is the soft focus going on in our windows at the moment with all the rain, Leedsy.
Straight down the middle, no good. The kick in. The Blues trying desperately to get things going, but Port Melbourne have set up magnificently. Rivet takes the mark and then kicks deep into the pocket, and it's a well-laid kick. Stabbed it low and hard so that the Blues defence couldn't get back, and Lyle takes it on his chest. Silvani couldn't get there in time, and he'll line up for number 7. He kicked 21 goals in 2016, so he's going to have a third of that in one outing.
Jeez.
This might also be with this goal. You might also just go, look, let's just abandon the rest of the game. We've got the result here. Might be time just to call it to a close.
Lyle round the corner. He's got number 7. He's loving this rain. Bring on the thunder and lightning. Port Melbourne are going to go away with 4 points, and he's got 7, and he's still got time to add to the bag.
What is the score, Leedsy?
Lots to not much. 11-14 something to 5-9-39.
It's 11-14-88, Hilly. You're probably closer to the scoreboard than we are.
Yeah, it is 11-14-88 to 5-9.
It's 11-14-80, boys, to 5-9-39.
I can't really see. I'm just guessing.
As you can tell, it's been an interesting day. What a day to start off the Peter Jackson VFL season. Ball spills out here. Armfield kicking the ball inside 50 for the Blues. It should be cut off, but the ball actually ended up going at right angles. Can't believe I'm getting rained on here in the commentary box. But anyway, the ball will be thrown up at centre half forward for the Blues.
Those bigger bodies, since the rain started coming down, those bigger bodies have just taken over here in the last quarter.
Yep, this is going to be creative commentary. We're not on the same side as the cameras as the kick going up towards... the middle of the ground. It's going to be cut off by the Blues. It's a long ball there from Glass McCasker. Trying to put the ball into space. It's been turned over. Borough ball. And now it falls over the top. Smets would just run under the footy. Here's an opportunity for the Borough to maybe seal the contest. It goes into the pockets and through for one behind. I think it was Jake O'Brien, the player, having the shot at goal. But again, composure. Just needed to just steady So 81 plays 39. Port Melbourne leading midway through this final quarter on Peter Jackson VFL Live.
I reckon that's Harry Mackay has just continued to influence the game in the second half. Looked very good. He's going to get another chance here. Is he? Long ball on the left. He going down the line, looking for a mark, but there's nothing doing. The Blues have half a chance here. They haven't had a real possession, but they've got it to half forward. Well played. Wilson stood strong, got it away. The young fella Paulson goes onto his left foot and heads to the outer side. They want to mark. Tough in these conditions. Spills to ground. Now the small forwards can go to work. Deep in the pocket. And everyone's happy to see it over the line. They'll toss it in.
Might have been Kieran Sheehan that play, Leesy, just back at half back for the Blues. And
The second kick?
Yeah, appeared to just hurt himself, just jar his knee or something like that. He's just very proppy at the moment. Hilly, from the bar, you'll be able to tell us about that injury.
I wish I was at the bar at the moment.
The barrel will come away. Long ball to get them out of trouble. They get it to the wing.
Yeah,
Look at that. It's travelled 85, 90 metres now. They've kept it in. This could be one of the great goals. Handball inboard. There's a whistle.
Just followed him moving then. Didn't seem to be moving 100%, but wouldn't say he was crippled. But
No.
He certainly has got a little niggle from that knock earlier.
Our next game for broadcast on Peter Jackson VFL Live, Windy Hill in 2 weeks' time, 2 Sundays' time. We'll be there the 23rd of April for Essendon Collingwood. Big game Sunday on Peter Jackson VFL Live. As that coverage day moves back from Saturdays to Sundays, as the ball inside 50 here for the Borough, but the kick going outside the 50 here for the Blues, and now a long ball just into space. There's not a lot happening up ahead here for the Northern Blues, so they're going to just have to hold off, and they've eventually coughed up the footy. On the Norm Gostan side, the kick has been partially smothered. Wilson dragged down in the tackle. The umpire will come in and throw the ball up.
Richmond by 5 points, Pete, into the fourth term, and the Giants ended up winning. Oh no, that's still going. 31 minutes in, they're up by 36 points against North.
So, ball just thrown up here. And a free kick for over the shoulder. It's going to go the Blues' way. Hard to tell who that player is who's got it. Go the other side to us, but the kick is good. Finds Paulson. Paulson now assesses his options. Not much going on, so he just goes across the grounds as they look to set up again here, the Blues. Kick deep inside the 50, holds up in the breeze. Two Blues players spoiled each other, and it meant that there were plenty at the ground for Port Melbourne as they look to clear the area. In fact, it's been turned over, and the ball heading towards the line will be overthrown in.
Nick Graham had a bit more time there than he first thought. That was Nick Graham.
So throw in. Very nice detective work going on. It's 81 playing 39. We think midway through this final term on Peter Jackson VFL Live.
Ball toss back in, Blues a chance. Little Gallucci got the handball away, but it was stolen by Port Melbourne defenders. A long ball. Sheen well played. Jumped high and then knocked it down for Graham, who got the handball away. Working in tight quarters now, right up against the boundary line. They're working towards that line, and in the end, the line wins the day, as it so often does in our game. And they'll toss it back in, right in front of that Norm Goss stand. Full of some very wet but very happy Port Melbourne supporters who have enjoyed some sunshine and will go home with 4 points locked away for Gary Ayres and his men as the Borough try and work it towards the line again. Pinwell happy for that one to go over. 81 leads 39. Closing stages of this one. We tick into the 21-minute mark of this final term. I can't imagine it'll be too long before we hit a siren. That might be wishful thinking, though. 3 goals kicked in this last quarter as the Blues try and work their way out of trouble at ground level. Korchek, okay, got the handball out the back. Nice link of hands in the wet. That was well played. Kick down the line, and that was Boakhurst, who was happy enough to get it out. And they'll take it in right underneath the coach's box here. Port Oval.
There was a big flash of lightning a couple of moments ago.
Yes, there certainly was.
Yeah, and I think their action, you're right, Hilly. I think, no, the umpire's communicating, but not. I thought there was a point towards the rooms for a moment, you do have to wonder. I mean, I'm not sure what the framework is, but the game is done and dusted. Fisted towards the line, Sheehan trying to work his way out of trouble. In the end, he knocked it on nicely. Nice set of hands here from Graham, who kicks from outside the 50. High ball inside the arc. No one could take the mark. Wilson just overran the footy. No crime in these conditions. Out the back, the Borough defenders looking for the line. Cook, half tackled, half ran over. Eventually, they get the desired result, and one behind will register for the Blues. 5-10-40. And they're trailing Port Melbourne 11-15-81.
So kick comes out. It's a long, high ball. Bocek there, Korchek, I should say, the player, to put in the spoil. It goes inside 50 again for the Blues. No one can get clear. Good tackling from Dennis Armfield as per usual. And then holding the footy, the results.
Yeah, he made no attempt to get rid of that. He just waited for the tackler to tackle him and then just...
Armfield. Well, they're not going to win the game today, the Northern Blues, but I want to just, bring the margin back.
I'll try and get a touch here if this one clears the fence.
As he kicks from 48 metres out. Looking okay. It's a goal. Well done, Dennis Armfields. He's first for the afternoon. And that is the sixth for the Northern Blues, 6-10-46, playing 11-15-81. Here on Peter Jackson VFL Live. The time on in this final term.
Good effort from Dennis Armfield there. He hasn't given up all game, and it's a typical Dennis Armfield type performance today.
Hilly, have you ever been a game that has been called off or postponed?
No, I haven't. I do remember many years ago when I was a junior footballer there being thunder and lightning, but we just kept playing. But it's a little it's actually getting a little frightening out the back here at the moment. The lightning's getting stronger and stronger, and you can hear the thunder through the mic at the moment.
Pete, have you ever broadcasted a game?
Nope, that's been called off. No.
So it'll be Port Melbourne who are fighting against the rain and the Northern Blues and the rain and the thunder and the lightning that's gone with it. Around the corner, Cook goes down the line. Oh, Pinwell. Good contest against Graham. Graham wins the day before he's tackled. Pinwell's there to pick up the crumbs. He got the handball out a third time. Just wouldn't give up on the contest. It's tumbled around the corner. Jack's undone by the wet. He handballs over, does Hogan. Looking for Kane, who went to double fister. Couldn't work it out. Jacks is there. Handball couldn't find a teammate. Sullivan's there for Port Melbourne, as is his mate at ground level. Rivet. It's knocked away from him. Sandlands has had enough. He just picks it up and kicks a high ball to half forward. Underneath it, Silvani bounced off his chest. A chance for Rivet. Spun out of trouble and got it away. Good stuff. Yacarino around the corner. Jacks tried to fist it towards the line. Out the back, Russell. Good tackle again. Yacarino down the line for Mackay here. It's just so slippery. That ball is a cake of soap. And it bounces off his chest and over the velocity and half forward to Port Melbourne, 8-46. Stages of round one at Northport Oval, 25 gone, final turn. Kelso track the footy. He toe pokes it for space. Wilson's got the sit here if he can get onto it. It didn't sit for him. Cook's there to go to work on him. Wilson won't give up on the contest. Wilson wins the footy. Snap around the corner, heads deep into the pocket, and the mark is taken on the last line of defence by Brody Mychek.
Unrelenting.
Great contest, boys. The Tigers still by 6 points. You can imagine the conditions at the G.
How long to go there?
Here, 12 minutes into the last quarter.
Here's Pinwell.